What's going on? What's going on, film fam? Welcome to another episode of Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Here, my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you doing this evening, big dog?
Hey, man, it's Wednesday. I'm talking about my dog, man. So I'm feeling good, feeling great, man. Let's get to it.
Already, man. We're going to get to it for sure. You know, I ain't going to leave them hanging too long. And y'all know what this is, man. It's the Week 15 recap show. It's the Let the Film Speak show every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So you know what we bring into today. We're going to recap each and every game from this slate of games. Also, talk about performance of the week. And then we got some previews of a couple games coming up in the following week as well, man. So we're definitely going to get to all that. But first, we got the rules, the house rules, man. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You do all those different things. We're going to take care of you, man. That's be in the know. You got to holler at your partners, let them know what's going on. I got everything backwards. I'm starting saying everything backwards, Willie Jack. Be in the know, holler at your partners, let them know what's going on, and become a close with the film fam, man. You do all those things, I guarantee you, we will not let you down. Announcements, Willie Jack.
Come on with it.
Announcements. Of course, you know I always got to recap this week, or this past week for the weekly pick'em. Let y'all know what happened, man. It was a horrible week for your boy, man. Your boy was struggling last week. I went on a limb, but if your boy was almost dead last. If it wasn't for somebody not making no picks at all this week in their groups, I would have been dead last, man. I was right before that person. That just lets you know how bad I was.
Oh, that's ugly.
Yeah, it was ugly, man. But pick them, then stick them, man. Finished first this week with 13 total wins. Then we had Sierra and Pick Six tied for second right behind him, man. So those were our top three guys, our top three players for the week. And then as far as our overall standing, Sierra, she's still sitting on top. She hanging on by a thread, though. She's sitting at 149. Pick them, then stick them is right behind her with 147. And then Sequoia Queen, there's a pretty big gap between that. She's sitting at 138, sitting at third place, man. But Willie Jack, you right behind that third place, though. You got 137. So you won out of third, Willie Jack. You right there, dog.
I know. I need with one stumble. I need one stumble from Pick'em, Stick'em, and Sis Sierra, and I'm on you.
And you on it.
I'm on them, boy. One stumble is all I need.
That's it, man. So that's where we're standing. Of course, we got week 16, 17, and 18 left. 3 more weeks of full slate of games, though. We ain't got no more bye weeks, so we got 3 more weeks. So we'll see how that plays out. And then also, I told y'all I was going to keep coming with the updates from the Let the Film Speak Fantasy Football League. And, of course, I got them, man. So moving on to the next round, the second round of the playoffs for fantasy football, we got Tory. He sit at the 4th seed, man. So he ended up knocking off my wife, man. I almost pulled up at his crib, but I let him do it. You know I almost pulled up on him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't want to get into none of that. The number 4 seed, Tori, he is taking on the number 1 seed in Sierra, man. She took her. Well, actually, she had the bye week, so this is gonna be her first week of game. So they facing up this week. And then also Terrible Tom is hanging on, Willie Jack.
Okay.
He's sitting at the 6th seed. He came up with the upset in the first round after defeating John, and he's gonna be taking on Jarrell. So we got Jarrell and Tom, and then we got Tori and Sierra, man. They made it to the semifinals, and then this is gonna tell us a story about who makes it to the final round of Let the Film Speak Fantasy Football, man. So there you have it. There go your standings in both leagues, and that's how we rocking, Willie Jack. That's how we rocking.
Okay.
Now, all right, let's move on, Willie Jack. And normally we go through the news, but this week a pretty light news week this week. So we want to touch on something that was it looked to be I guess a pretty popular subject in the groups or in Facebook, on Instagram, or even when I was on TikTok. A lot of these different social platforms, it looked to be a pretty popular topic of discussion, and I think it was started by Rashad Mendenhall.
Man, yeah, but he been out here talking wild a little bit, man. Yeah,
he been out here talking wild. He has been talking a little bit wild, okay, but I do want to talk about the subject at hand, man. And he brought up the discussion of an all-white versus all-black Pro Bowl game. Was it Pro Bowl game? Is that what it was, Willie Jack?
I don't even know if it was Pro Bowl, or I don't even think it was necessarily sent around a Pro Bowl, but just I think, if I remember right, I think when Cam Newton made the statements he made about game managers versus game changers, and then I think a lot of the TV pundits, I guess like Dan Orlovsky's and you know, some of these guys that went at, I guess they fired back or went at Cam and etc. And so and then he went a little left with it, man, and fired back. I guess I think that's where it stemmed from. because he called out a lot of like, I'm trying to think of the right words, man. So I can tread softly. But he called out like, man, who these average ass white dudes? Doom, 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 doom. You know what I'm saying? He took it there. And yeah, man. Sensitive subject, man. Look, trying to we trying to do right.
Yeah. But it just for fun, it brought up a little bit of a topic for fun, just to talk it through. So, in regards to this all white versus all black game, of course, it has people thinking. You got people talking about, okay, so what would this look like? Would it be,
you know what?
Who's playing what positions? You know, what are the lineups going to look like? Like, what will be the starting lineups for each of these teams, and how does that weigh? Of course, this game will never happen. I don't think it'll ever happen. But just for shits and giggles, just
there you go.
Go ahead. Go. What you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, you know what? We should let's draft it back and forth. So yeah, you
draft it back and forth.
You give me your quarterback, I give you mine. You give me your, you know what I'm saying? Let's draft it back. Or you know what I'm saying? Like we both will come up with a, you know what I'm saying? Like in unison.
Okay, I can rock with that. Draft it back and forth. So what you mean draft it back and forth? You want to do?
So like, so we'll go or QB. So give me a QB, I give you a QB. Then running back, I assume
for both teams. We're gonna do it for both teams.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I started off for the white team. I think I would go with and ZB.
That sounds wild, dog. White drafting for the whites. That sounds like a Chappelle episode, dog. Hey, now drafting for the whites, man.
You made it like that, and then for the blacks, and then
right. Hey, that sounds crazy, dog. All right, go ahead.
No. Okay, so for what the white team would be, I would go Josh Allen, and ZB already in the chat, man. He said,
I just seen it too.
Hey, all whites 100% need the vibes. He said they need Drew Lock slinging it. He said the way he's hot right now.
Hey, go with the high end, my dog. Hey,
gotta go with the high end.
MIZ, I see you, Drew Lock. Let's get it.
For sure. Yeah, no, so I would go Josh Allen. Josh Allen will be my quarterback for the whites.
No, I agree. I would go Josh Allen as well. You know what I'm saying? QB2, Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? Or pick him how you like him. But yeah, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow.
I ain't think about him because he's been hurt. But
he injured though. That's what I'm saying. So he hurt. So I mean, if we going healthy, Josh Allen healthy. Let's do it.
And for the black team, I'll go Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I go Pat Mahomes.
You give me your running backs.
Oh man, come on, man! Best in the business, man. C-Mac toting that thing for sure. C-Mac toting that thing for the whites. We gonna let them borrow C-Mac. C-Mac really light skinned, but that's all right. We ain't gonna talk about that today. C-Mac for the whites. And then oh damn. Okay, so I would go Nick Chubb, but he's out. Okay. Damn. Why am I stumped right now, big dog?
You just trying to figure out who the best in the business is?
Man, now I'm drawing a blank. Oh man, who would I want?
I mean, but see, in the type of offense, I guess you got to go. Let me see. You got Saquon out there. You got, and I guess it's because Christian McCaffrey has stood out this year as the guy. Like when it comes to running back, like he is the guy, and I don't think it's been. Just being quite honest, in terms of production, I don't think anybody's been close to him this year. So
not overall. I mean, Mostert got the touchdowns, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because he's also got tons of touchdowns, but I don't necessarily want to draft Raheem Mostert. No disrespect, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? But damn, you know what, bro?
Go ahead, say it, bro. Go ahead, say it. I know you want to say it.
Let's go ahead and get Saquon. Let's go ahead and get Saquon. Yeah, that's all right.
We get Saquon. Okay.
Yeah, we can make.
And I would probably go the same way. I think Derrick Henry has lost a step.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking too. I was thinking Derrick Henry, but also that Tennessee offensive line is not great. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? He lost some steam a little bit. Yeah, let's go Saquon. Okay.
Yeah. So I would go, and matter of fact, Willie Jack, that would make it quick. Let's run through it a little quicker, and we'll stick to more sort of skill positions. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna go right to tight end. Of course, my 3 tight ends will be Kittle, Kelsey, and TJ Hawkinson. Those are my 3 tight ends for the white team.
I'm a agree. As a matter of fact, man, I'll give the youngsters some love, man. I'll slide Sam Laporta's name in there for consideration.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes
He
sense.
baller, but yeah, you can't go wrong there. Now I ain't gonna lie, they gonna them tight ends is cold. That's a cold tight ends.
They got some. They got some monsters over there.
Black said we got David Njoku, a young untapped potential of Kyle Pitts, and man,
maybe Darren Waller, Jonnu Smith. I don't know.
Yeah, but them names ain't sexy picks though, man. But I mean, I guess we'll take Waller.
They ain't.
We'll take. All right, I mean, Evan Ingram out there. Well, Evan Ingram.
Yeah,
out there.
you're right. Evan Ingram's out there
somewhere in there. Okay. Receivers.
Okay, so receivers. Okay, Kitty Kelsey. Oh, McBride. McBride has been balling.
Yeah, he balling. Yeah,
he balling. Okay.
They let
so
receivers,
I would go Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I think that's. If
I want to use five, because I maybe want to go empty. Give me CeeDee Lamb. Give me all five of those guys.
I'm about to say, yeah, I think that speaks for itself. Then drafting for the Whites. Give me Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp
for sure.
Adam Thielen was doing this thing this year.
Yeah, you know what? We'll take old man Thielen. You know what I'm saying? The pick is a little slim. Who we say? Hunter Renfrow, bring him back out. You know what I'm saying? He's been gone. He's been disappeared for about a year and a half. But Hunter Renfrow, you can walk him back to the party. But yeah,
Scotty Miller.
We're gonna run a lot of 22. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna run a lot of tight ends. That's why we got 4 tight ends. That's why we got 4 tight ends.
5 deep at receiver. Yeah, we only need 5 deep at receiver.
Okay, let's go to defense real quick, Willie Jack. I do want to talk about the edge rushers though. Let's do edge rushers because this is interesting. Because I would definitely go Nick Bosa and Max Crosby and TJ Watt. Like those 3 guys.
That's a solid room. Yeah.
That's a nice room.
I'm taking all 3 of them. And then, matter of fact, we might as well throw old boy. Let's put Trey Henderson in there too.
Trey Henderson, yep.
Put Trey. That's a stacked edge room for sure. That's legit. Then let's say drafting for the Blacks. Let's take Miles. Miles. I'm gonna keep saying
Miles Garrett, Michael Parsons.
Yeah,
and
Miles
then
Garrett, Parsons.
2 more backups. Who we got?
Oh, Danielle Hunter.
Playing some good ball.
And then, we can go Khalil Mack. He having a resurgence this year.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Mac, the veteran in the building. Max some love.
Okay.
D tackle probably. I'm trying to think of like white D tackles. I can't really think of too many white D tackles. That boy Sigler from the Dolphins. He been low key playing some good ball, but he's not like a standout you know what I'm saying, like a star name that we would know. But D tackle most likely probably just go to the
Reader.
Blacks.
What is it, DJ Reader?
He's black.
Oh, he's just
boy, he big and black, bro. He's like 6'4", 330.
Hold on, dog. It's another dude I'm thinking about that was just with the Rams last year. It's another Reader. It's another.
Get out of there. Here's the question, folks. Who's in the secondary for the Whites, man? We know we got Harrison Smith. We got Reed Blankenship at safety. Who are the corners for the Whites, man? That's why it ain't fair. Who are the corners for the Whites?
Julian Edelman played cornerback in the day. You gonna have to use somebody.
Corner, bro. Hey, Taysom Hill, man, weapon.
Hey, Taysom Hill's a football player. He might be able to play the corner. Taysom Hill's a football player.
We're gonna put Taysom Hill at corner for better or for worse, man. And C-Mac might have to go both ways, man.
C-Mac got the type of frame to play some corner too.
He probably could. I don't doubt it at all.
Yeah, hold on, let me not put no more eggs in your basket, bro.
Hey, come on, man. All you gotta do is put them in, let them spin, man. Put C-Mac in, man.
Yeah, you have to have some guys go both ways for sure.
Yeah, man. C-Mac, man, yeah. I guess we'll bring it back. Edelman, he just been retired for like a year and a half. Man, Edelman, got to get out there and go for what you know. Man, that's gonna be ugly though, bro. Golly.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Tyree Jefferson. Yeah, that's gonna get ugly fast. Patty pitching. Ooh, that's gonna get ugly.
Spread them boys out and go to work.
That's gonna be whoa. Hey, whoa. Pause. Whoa.
Pause. You know what? Let's get out of there, Willie Jack.
Yeah,
Let's
man,
get out of there,
that's
man.
enough,
It was fun, man.
Hey, that's enough. Hey, we appreciate y'all having fun with us, man. Yeah, we just having fun with it. Hey, my dog Josh in the building though, man. He had a pretty good lineup though. He said he had some pretty solid suggestions though. I like that Trey McBride pick because Trey McBride definitely balling for sure. Like
Trey
he definitely
McBride
doing his thing.
Balling. And like I said, we got some young and upcoming tight ends for sure, man.
No doubt.
All right, Willie Jack. Well, that's enough of that, man. Let's go and get out of there, Willie Jack. Let's start talking about some of these games, man. And we had some people. We had a couple people roll in here.
Yeah. They fell in.
Yeah, we got a people, and y'all in here, man. Go ahead and comment, man. Let us know y'all in the building. Check in with us. Let us know y'all in here listening. Letting us know what's going on. Willie Jack, who we got in here so far, man? That done checked in at this point.
No, for sure, you're right, man. First one through the door, man. Our dog, man. Our favorite co-worker, ZB. Zach the Mac in the building. He said happy Wednesday to everybody in the film fair. You know, we appreciate you, big dog. Man, Mine's slitting this thing as well. Appreciate you, love you, lady. Said good evening, have a blessed show as always. Appreciate you, man. My dog, my Steelers brethren. My dog Josh Nichols in the building as well, man. What's going on, everybody? Man, hey, no, ain't no basketball on this one, big dog. Not on this show. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you slide some in the chat, man, I might drop a little nugget on you. So, and then matter of fact, I know I seen my dog Terrible Time in this thing as well. Where he at? There you go. My dog Terrible Time in this thing as well. Hey, he said he had to get some quarters to see you. Hey, Kyler ready. Hey, Kyler a call away, man. We got one for him. We got one for us for sure. And then, oh man, look at this. My niece in the building. Look at this. Hey, baby. Yeah, you better did your homework, did something productive. Yeah, man. Hey.
They on break, Willie Jack. They ain't got no homework. This Christmas break for these kids.
Hey, you better find something to do. Look, yeah, you better find something to do. But yeah, then you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all tap in with your dogs, man. Talk to us. You know we're gonna talk back, man. Let's get it going.
For sure. All right, let's get into it, Willie Jack. In the first game we're going to touch on, man, we have the Chicago Bears going to Cleveland to take on the Browns. The Browns end up winning this game at home 20-17. Willie Jack, what was your take on this one, man?
Missed opportunity. And I hate to jump to the end, but definitely missed opportunity, man. Chicago had the game in hand. Literally. Mooney, Darnell, what's your problem, big dog? You know what I'm saying? So it was a good back and forth game. The score wasn't crazy, but this was a pretty competitive game, though. Flacco turns the ball over, 3 times in this game. Now, he does air it out. He goes for 374, throws 2 touchdowns, does have the 3 interceptions. I know one of them for sure was one or two of them may have came off of tip passes, if I remember right. Now, one of them was just on him. Tyreek Stevenson, the rookie corner from Miami, he made just an excellent play, breaking on the inside route and picked one off on the 3-yard line. And so that one was definitely detrimental. Honestly, could have been the difference in that game if Darnell Mooney holds onto the ball. But no, that Bears defense has really turned a corner. And I know I've said it for a couple weeks now. Montez Sweat has earned every bit of that new money they just gave when he came over there. But he had 2.5 more sacks in this game. And then I saw a graphic. He's still leading the Commanders in sacks. He hasn't played over there in a month. And now he's already leading the Bears in sacks as well since he's been over there. And I think that's probably before. I think he was doing that maybe before this game, or I don't know if it's after or what. But yeah, no, man, that defense is balling. Tremaine Edwards had a pick 6 in this game as well. Like I said, no, that was in the third. That was in the second half. So he had a pick 6 in this game as well. And so the Bears, namely on the strength of that defense, really gave themselves a chance to kind of really kept them in this game for sure. And then, like I said, had a chance to have the game won. Hail Mary, it bounces off. Darnell Mooney's in the perfect position for the rebound. He's on his stomach, but ball bounces off his stomach. He knees it in the air, and then one of the Browns defender gets it and takes the knee at the 1-yard line to end the game. But honestly, like I said, man, still all in all, great win for Cleveland. They're firmly in. They're pretty settled now into the playoff position. I think they win this week. They clinch a playoff berth. And yeah, man, Flacco and those Browns still getting it done. Big day for Amari Cooper, over 100 yards and a touchdown in this one as well. And Njoku, speak of the devil, we just talked about him. He also goes over 100 yards and has a touchdown as well. Big day for JOK on the Browns defense. 2 tackles for a loss, a sack, an interception, 2 or 3 pass breakups. He was all over the field in this one for them as well. I liked him so much coming out of Notre Dame. Remember, I was telling you, I thought he could have stayed at safety. I thought he legit could have stayed at strong safety, and I was, you know what I'm saying? But no, he definitely balled as well. And so, man, the Browns found a way to get it done, especially on a day in which they run game did damn near nothing. The running backs had 17 combined carries for 30 yards. And this is a Cleveland Browns team, just the blueprint of that team for the last 5-6 years. If I told you that's the rush production they got, there's no way you would have thought this is a game that they won. But then, like I said, they 30 yards rushing, damn near 400 yards passing for a Cleveland Browns team that just has completely changed identities since bringing over Cool Joe Flacco. So excellent pickup. And yeah, they rolling, man. They finding ways to get it done.
Absolutely, Willie Jack. And speaking of that Bears defense, man, I wanted to point that out too. I'm glad you brought it up because the Bears have a sneaky good defense. Right now, they're the number one ranked run defense. So their run defense has been solid all year for them to be the number one ranked run defense. And then the last 3 games, they're averaging 15 points per game giving up. So they're coming up and they're showing up in these games in terms of being able to stop their opponent. It's just about them being able to put everything together, because at the end of the day, the Bears were just too sloppy in this game. They were too sloppy. They didn't make the plays down the stretch like you kind of alluded to, and they weren't able to get the W. As far as the Browns, we've been singing the praises of Joe Flacco, and earlier in this game, he wasn't sharp at all. He wasn't sharp. He was giving a lot of opportunities to the Bears, but at the same token, we talk about the Bears defense. The Browns defense is the one that kept them in this game after they were giving up all these or turning the ball over that many times. Mm-hmm. The Browns defense stood strong, kept them in the game. And finally, it came down to Flacco making some plays late in the game, hitting a big play to Cooper. His connection with Njoku over the last few games have been pretty good. On the last 2 games, Joe Flacco's been a starter. Njoku had 16 receptions, 195 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So that connection has been really growing. And really been a huge reason as to why they were able to pick up these W's in these games, man. So big win for the Browns. They come out on top and they take care of business and handle what they need to do.
No, for sure. And then good comment from my dog ZB, man. Says, what do you feel about this comment, man? Is Stefanski starting to climb in your coach of the year ranking, or is he have you gave him any consideration? But he makes a good point, man. 4 QBs finding a way to win, and like I said, they seem to be have a firm grasp on a playoff spot for this season, man. And so that's a good point, man. They went through a lot of inconsistencies, especially at the quarterback position. I can attest to you in my Steelers how difficult it is to try to maintain and be competitive, let alone win, when you have uncertainty at that position. He's been through 4, and they playing probably some of their best ball. Well, not this game notwithstanding, but they playing some of their best offensive ball in these last 3 games with a guy that was off the couch.
And he's definitely a guy that's in that conversation just off the strength that he is keeping his team in it. He's keeping his team in it. And like Zach said, 4 different quarterbacks. But then it made me start thinking. I started looking into some other teams who've been doing it with backup quarterbacks as well. Cincinnati Bengals haven't really lost a step. Indianapolis Colts have been playing with a backup QB since about week 4. You know what I mean? That's another team. Then you got the Minnesota Vikings. They're still holding the 6th spot in the NFC. Without Kirk Cousins.
Good point.
Yeah. So there's a few other teams out there that's doing it with backup QBs that's making the situation happen. But I agree with you, Zach, in that he is definitely in that conversation. So I'm with you there for sure.
Yeah. And I would say out of all those teams, I do think Gardner Minshew has some hot spots, but I do feel like probably Joe Flacco and just the quality and just such a vast improvement in just like their offensive production and offensive consistency. Now, like I said, this game got ugly. 3 interceptions in this game. It is what it is. But he's still damn near threw for 400 yards in this game. You know what I'm saying? And then when the time came, like you said, he definitely picked up in the second half. But I mean, just the whole makeup of this offense. The Browns rushed for 30 yards and threw for almost 400 in the game. Like that just blows my mind. But no, it definitely deserves some mention for sure. So shout out to ZB for that.
Absolutely. All right, Willie Jack, on to the next one. We had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go to Green Bay to take on the Packers. The Bucs win this one on the road, 34-20, man, 34-20, in a game that they needed to win, and they took care of business, man. And I gotta give credit to your boy, Willie Jack. Gotta give credit to him, man. Baker Mayfield had a game.
Did you say Big Bake? Somebody Big Bake in the chat for your dog, man.
I ain't go that far, but you can go ahead and write it and put it up. You know what I mean? But he had one of those. He had a big game though for sure. 380 plus yards passing, 4 touchdowns, man. And he showed up and played well. No interceptions, no turnovers. Now,
he had that fumble. He had that fumble.
Okay, you're right. He had the turnover, but no interceptions is what I meant. Okay, yeah. But ultimately, coming into this game, the coaches went back and said, "All right, we need to put emphasis on getting Chris Godwin more involved in this particular game," and they did. Chris Godwin came up big as well. He had over 155 yards receiving in this game, catches. And Baker was just able to spread the ball around. You know, even to guys like David Brown, I think David Moore, that was his name.
Yeah,
he scored a long touchdown. Rashad White had a receiving touchdown. We talked about Chris Godwin. Mike Evans got his catches in. Like they really were spreading the ball around, and they were picking this Green Bay Packers defense apart. You know, and we saw glimpses in this game, honestly, of what this offense could look like at its peak. Like, of course, we can't bank on this type of game every single week from Baker Mayfield, but when he's on like this offense is really dangerous because it shows the versatility. Mike Evans is not the only person that can beat you. Chris Godwin can beat you. Rashad White can beat you. You know, Baker Mayfield can beat you. Like they can beat you in a lot of different ways when they're operating, you know, at their ceiling. And it just gave you a glimpse of that, of what this team could really look like when they're operating that way. Because honestly, the Packers weren't bad offensively. When you watch them and how they
moved the ball pretty good.
They moved the ball pretty good. They weren't bad. It was just they couldn't keep up with the explosion of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this particular game. And they just came out, took care of business, and it was just too much for the Green Bay Packers to overcome. And that was part of the reason why the Buccaneers were able to kind of run away with this game or control it and keep their foot on the gas. So, yeah, big win for the Bucs, man. Two teams with the same record, both fighting for playoff spots.
Oh, yeah.
This win is going to go a long way. And honestly, this win also, it kind of every week, man, every week I have a new favorite or a new team. I feel like, all right, it's taking control of this NFC division, man. This, what is it? That's the NFC North, ain't it? Is it the North?
And not NFC South. I know what it's the NFC South versus the NFC North. Packers in the North.
I'm talking about the Tampa Bay Bucks division. That's the South.
Oh, okay, in the South. Okay, yeah.
So every week, man, depending on how they play, because it's been so up and down between the Saints and the Bucks and the Falcons, I have a new team where I feel like, okay, well, this team got their hand on it. This team could win this division. Oh, now it's this team. And after this week, the Bucks are the team that I feel like, oh man, this team looks very strong. They look the strongest after this week. But who knows after next week what it's going to be.
No, and this is the thing for me in this game as well. The Buccaneers really took off in this game in the second half, and I'll tell you what it was as well, man. I want to shout out the offensive staff for the Buccaneers, because you know what they did, bro? They just torched the Packers in the intermediate and deep seams, and so like it was just mismatched, and that's another reason I think that Godwin was so involved, because that's his playground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It was tons of passes right in the seams, right in that space, right behind the linebackers, right in front of the safeties. Those linebackers are for one, they're built for size and power. For one, Rashawn Gary, I can't even think of old boy on the other side. As far as the outside guys go, now Devondre Campbell, he's got a little range on him, but he was getting tore up in there as well. I mean, so like it was just tons of passes, like right there in that 12 to 20 range, right in the seams. And Baker, to his credit, he was lights out. You know what I'm saying? Like he was dealing. You know what I'm saying? And then even on the one that the boy, I think you said his name, David Moore, I think you said his name was, on his long catch and run, they just ran a simple stick route, and that pass was a risky throw.
It was through that small, that window was about this big,
bro, through a keyhole, because Devondre Campbell is closing on that one, and Baker, like he was when somebody's hot, feed them. You know what I'm saying? Like that was Steph, who already knocked down 7 threes. You know what I'm saying? Man, get him right now. You can, you know what I'm saying? Now we can pull up from half court. Ain't nobody like that was one of them, because that was a small window. He probably didn't have to take that, but man, diced it in there, and then shout out to David Moore, because he took that thing 60 to the crib after that. But it was just excellent offensive game plan. Like, because the first half was a little slower than that, and then that second half they scored 21 of those points in the second half, and they came right out in that second half. They came right back out in that third quarter and really kind of took off. And then the Packers, who were they were keeping pace, like you said, and they were driving And Jordan Love had a costly fumble. He had a costly turnover, a fumble, or he was going down to try to toss the ball or something like that, and gave it right back to the Bucks. And then like I think that was one of the difference in the game as well. But no, excellent game for Baker Mayfield, man. Well deserved NFC Player of the Week as well. And so kudos to him. And then man, our dog man ZB, he threw one for us. He said, has Baker done enough to hold on to that job and be the guy in Tampa next year? What would you say?
That's a sticky one. I think he does remain in Tampa because where does Tampa turn to? Like if you get rid of him, you got to have a plan. You know, that's the only reason you getting rid of Baker in that situation is if you have a plan. Maybe you plan on making a big trade, doing a big signing in the offseason, or attacking somebody in the draft. But with you guys' record, I don't think you'll be eligible or be in position to get one of the top guys that can possibly change your franchise around. And then I don't know what options or resources they have to make a trade and try to bring somebody over. So without that being a situation, I think they stick with Baker. I think they go with Baker again another year, and they see what happens after that.
No, and I do as well. And my thought was the same as yours. They're performing well enough to where they're not going to be in a position to get a top guy. And so if you're telling me I'm going to decide between Baker Mayfield, who's playing well, playing his best ball. I mean, so if you're as good as the last time we saw you, well then shit, he had a perfect passer rating in Green Bay. The second time in the history of Green Bay football that anybody's posted a perfect 158.3 passer rating. And I think the other one was Brett Favre. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't get much better at quarterback play in the game that he just played there in Green Bay. But I'm with you. I don't think they're going to be in position to get anybody premium at the top. And so if we're picking between the 5th and 6th draft quarterback or Baker, who's established veteran in this building and got a little moxie and he's carrying his way the way he is, then yeah, I would think so as well. And then plus, you see how premium these damn mid to upper veteran backup potential starting quarterbacks are going for now between Baker Mayfield and Joe Flacco and you know what I'm saying? So there's teams that they're starved for. There's definitely a market for a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, who's 15 years younger than Flacco. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a market for those type of guys. And so he's definitely earned himself. I think he's earned himself that job, I think, as well.
Absolutely. Exactly. And you maybe just want to count because there's been a lot of backup quarterbacks that have to play this year. So just going through it, we got the Cleveland Browns. That's one. Cincinnati Bengals, the Colts, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the
Arizona
Raiders,
Cardinals,
the Raiders, the Chargers, the Titans, the Jets, the Patriots. Like
the Cardinals,
all of these teams.
Yeah. That's 10.
All of the teams I just named in the AFC.
Back. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, I know the Cardinals for sure, but I'm just going through the list of all the teams I'm looking at. Minnesota Vikings are playing with a backup right now. Seattle Seahawks just played with a backup. The Falcons, I don't know what you want to call that.
Yeah,
the Falcons, the Giants, it's a lot of these teams are playing with backup quarterbacks, man. They're playing with backup quarterbacks, so backup quarterbacks are very, very valuable, especially in a year like this year where you need them, and yeah, you need a backup quarterback for sure.
No doubt.
On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Houston Texans. They pulled one off, man.
Yeah, they did.
Against the Tennessee Titans in the Tennessee Titans home stadium, man. They win this one 19-16. And that was a good one, Willie Jack. What was your take on this, man, before I get into it?
And you know what, man? Shout out to my dog, Terrible Time in this thing, man. And this is always an interesting matchup, of course, because the Tennessee Titans were the original Houston Oilers. And then they of course leave. They go start the franchise and rename themselves, turn it to the Titans. And then the Texans, a few years later, they get another franchise, come back and turn it to the Texans. And so the dispute or the little back and forth is when the Titans left, they took those throwback Houston Oilers jerseys, them Earl Campbell joints. Those is one of the hardest throwbacks in the league. Like out of all the 10 throwbacks, them old school Oilers, them light blue Oilers, them Earl Campbell joints, them hard, boy. Them hard. And the Texans have Texans and JJ Watt got in on it. And I know Texans fans, I know my dog Tom, they be wanting them jerseys back. But the Titans still got claim to them or rights to them because they were originally the Oilers. So anyway, there's always that. But no, kudos and shout out to the Texans defense in this game. Because the way this game starts, I think who was it? Elijah Molden has the pick six to pretty early in this game, and the
that's what
Titans
made it 13-0. That's what made it
there we go.
13-0.
Yeah,
Because the Titans
jump out to that
scored
lead.
one beforehand. They scored, and
Yeah,
then the pick six, they down 13-0 at half.
exactly. No, exactly right. And so that's why I said shout out to the defense, because you go out, like I said, it's 13-0, you get that pick six, and you're already, so now you're down 2 scores, you're on the road, and you're without your young budding superstar quarterback CJ Stroud. You got, speaking of backup quarterbacks, you got Case Keenum, you know what I'm saying, at the helm for you guys in this game. And so this one could have been one I thought the Titans were going to put this away. When I see, as soon as they jumped out 13-0, they had the pick six from Keenum, I was like, oh damn, okay, yeah, this gonna get ugly fast, especially seeing the Titans come off of a very impressive performance, of course. And so, we would think they're riding high. They are at home in this game. And so, but no, that Texans defense definitely showed up and had themselves a day. They had 7 sacks as a unit in this game. Jonathan Gennard, and I remember him coming out of Florida, I want to say, and I wasn't huge on him. I think I looked at him like a 3rd or 4th round guy, and I think he might have went a second or maybe a little early for me, but he had 2.5 sacks in this game. Malik Collins had a sack and a half in this game, and so they were all over Levis for sure. And then for the Titans, 16 carries, 9 yards for Derrick Henry. I mean, talk about a fall from grace, man. Like, talk about a fall from grace for Derrick Henry. Hey. Like, golly, dog. But I still don't want to put it all on here. That offensive line for the Titans is nothing to write about at all. Nothing special. But yeah, no, rough slate in there. And then on the other side, Devin Singletary running wild. You know what I'm saying? He goes 26 for 121, has another 50 yards in the air.
170 from scrimmage, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. Yeah. So yeah, completely balled out and really helped kind of carry and pace the day for the Texans. Noah Brown had a pretty solid day as well, 80 yards and a touchdown as well. And then, like I said, they got consistent play from the run through the running back position, running game and defense. Those travel every time, or they should. You know what I'm saying? If you can get those to travel, then you can win just about anywhere. And that puts proof to that right there by seeing the Titans, who, like I said, a 13-0 game at halftime, you give up 3 second half points, and then, like I said, and you get something going on your own offense. So big win for the Texans, keeps their playoff hopes alive as well, because it looked like, man, it was such a promising season. Started so hot and on fire. Where Christ Jr. is doing this thing, then he goes down to concussion, and then it looks like, damn, man, they were going to do something special this year, and then maybe it's all over. But then you go out there and get a win like this, and you in an AFC win as well. So all these things coming to the tiebreakers. And so now big win for the Texans. And now, unfortunately, if you're a Texas fan, they saying that CJ still may be out for this upcoming game. He's not yet been cleared for the concussion protocol. So, man, y'all might have to try to find lightning in the bottle twice, Tom, if you're still in here, big dog. If Keenum's got to roll again, but like I said, man, all said, huge win, especially when you're down your young star quarterback.
Absolutely, and like you said, Willie Jack, this game was set up to be a blowout. It was lined up to be a blowout on paper. When you look at this game on paper and look at all the injuries that the Houston Texans are facing, it was lined up to be a blowout, and that's what it was supposed to be. And I thought that's what it was going to be when they went up 13-0, like you said. Yeah. But these are signs that you have a good coach. Point blank, period. These are signs that you have a good coach when you can be against all odds. You know what I mean? And we've seen the good coaches do this time and time again, where you are down. When you look at the talent that you have to put out there, you don't have everything that you would normally have to match up with some of these other teams. And they didn't today. Well, not today, but you know what I mean. They didn't that day, and they came out and showed up. They stuck to their game plan. They stuck to their guns. They were patient throughout this game, and they made it happen. You know what I mean? And it was from, everybody just stepped up. Like, first and foremost, the defense definitely stepped up. They only gave up 3 points in the second half. 3 points. They only gave up 3 points in the whole second half. And then you got big catches from guys like Noah Brown. I talked about the defense, and you already mentioned all the sacks. They had 7 total sacks. They had the interception. Kaimi Fairbairn, 4 for 4 with field goals. This Texans team only scored 1 touchdown. They came back with field goals. They kicked field goal after field goal after field goal to get them to 9. And then that last touchdown to Noah Brown was what got them to 16 and tied up, go to overtime. And they were going back and forth. And it looked like they were still trying to give this game up. But ultimately, They got it in position. Singletary took the game over. He put the nail in the coffin, put them in position to kick that game-winning field goal, and then boom, Jaime Fairbairn hits his fourth field goal to win that game. So it's like these are signs to me of a good coach, because you put all these things together against all odds, and it's just, and you still make it work, and you win this game. And for the Tennessee Titans, you touched on something that I was gonna mention in terms of this game, and it's the players that are past their prime, man. Like this offense just needs a reboot. Just in general, you got DeAndre Hopkins. We know how good DeAndre Hopkins was. He's no longer DeAndre Hopkins that we've known from the past. Derrick Henry, I know you don't want to put it all on him, and it's not all his fault, but at the same time, he does look a touch slower. He looks like
he's lost a little juice. He's lost
a little juice, which to me just means, all right, it's time to move. It's time to move. And they may have missed that opportunity to trade Derrick Henry.
And recoup
when he was out before the season started. Now other teams can see this, so you're not going to be able to get what you probably would have been able to get for him at that time. So Titans are in a bad spot. Of course, they're rolling with their rookie. They're going to keep riding with him just to see how
they should. Yeah.
He did get injured. He did get injured though, so I'm not sure if he's going to have this start in this game. But they riding with the rookie the rest of the season. But it's time for them to reboot, but get some more talent around him and try to rebuild this team from top to bottom. So that's where I'm at with this game.
No, I agree. The only thing I would say, man, with Hop, when they get him the ball, he still looks like Hop. I mean, you know what I'm saying? When they able to give him the ball, but he is getting older though, and that can't be denied for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We had, and I don't know why I fooled myself in this game. I don't know why.
What did you?
I fooled myself, man. The New York Jets go to Miami to take on the Dolphins, and the Dolphins take care of business 30-0 without Tyreek Hill, man. Ooh. And I'm not gonna stay long on this game. It was just a flat out blowout, man. The Miami Dolphins came out ready to play. I thought this would be a tricky divisional matchup. Second time around, the Jets coming off of a big win against the Houston Texans, in which nobody expected them to. Most people didn't expect them to win. They come out, they dominate, take care of business against the Texans, and then the next week, I think you're gonna be riding on that momentum, and then they lay an egg. And that's exactly what they do. They actually lay a goose egg.
Literally, yeah, for sure.
Literally, they lay a goose egg, man. They put up 0 points against the Miami Dolphins. Miami's Dolphins defense has been pretty friendly for most teams, and they weren't able to do much, if anything, against the Dolphins. And it was almost like they said, all right, Tyreek Hill is not going to play today, so insert Jalen Waddle to take his spot. And Jalen Waddle had one of those games, man. He came out, what he had, like 150 yards. I didn't look at his.
Yeah, just over 140,
Yeah, a little bit over 140 yards, a touchdown. And, he looked like the Tyreek Hill of the offense. You know, so shout out to Mike McDaniels for adjusting the game plan and doing what they needed to do to help the Dolphins come on with this easy W today and take care of business, man. So that's it, man. I ain't got nothing else,
man. No, for sure. And like I said, it's not too much needs to be said when the team gets 30 ball like this, so it is what it is. But did you see the clip of like the mic'd up Mike McDaniels called that Waddle touchdown before it happened? Did you hear that?
I did not. I want to see it. I wish.
Yeah, he was like walking up and down the sideline. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna get kick coverage. It's a one-play drive right here, fellas. We think if they give us kick coverage, it's a one-play drive to Waddle, and then boom, 70 up top. Ball game." And so,
you know what they remind me of?
Who that?
They remind me of Coach Settler.
Coach Settler. I was thinking about it too.
Coach Settler's on the sideline. He said, "Oh, this is a touchdown right here.
Hey.
Oh, this is a touchdown."
Hey, the only thing though, I don't know. Hey, Coach Settler might have been like 12%. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Coach Settler felt like, hey, he seen them too soon, boy. He seen a lot of them too soon. Hey, shout out to Coach Set though, man. Coach Set let me have it when I said Florida State did. I wasn't mad about Florida State not making the playoffs. Coach Set got on my head, man, and Coach Trey. If you remember Trey Hepburn,
yeah, I remember Coach Hip, man.
Yeah, Coach Hip, dog. But yeah, they went. I was like, look, man, I want the four best most.
Speaking of these coaches, man, where Coach Ford at, man? He used to be in the
Joe
building.
Ford, yeah, man, we got to holler at Joe Ford. But real quick on the game. efficient day for Tua, 21 for 24, 200 yards. That touchdown to Waddle. Mostert has 2 touchdowns. Mostert's got 20. I saw a stat. He's got 20 touchdowns this season. In the 8 years prior for his career, he had 18 or 19 career touchdowns. Then he has 20 touchdowns this season. So, needless to say, massive increase there. And then for the Dolphins side, huge day from Bradley Chubb. Remember when Bradley Chubb got traded from the Broncos? They gave him $100 million, and then he just been over and collected $100 million.
Yeah,
he showed up and showed out this day, boy. 7 tackles, 2 for a loss, 3 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Man, did his damn thing in this game. Shout out to you. And then Brandon Jones been the safety in it for the Dolphins. Well, he had 2 picks in this game, and so yeah, just all around block party for the Dolphins in this one.
For sure. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We had the KC Chiefs, the Kansas City Swifties, man. They went to New England to take on the Patriots, man. And they get this W on the road, a much-needed win for them. They win this one 27-17. Willie Jack, what's happening in this one?
Man, and you know what? I'm glad I didn't bite the cheese, boy, because I was trying to talk myself into pulling the upset. I was trying to talk myself into it. Remember?
I'm glad you didn't either, dog.
Yeah, man. But I ain't gonna lie, the New England found a way to kind of make it a little ugly in the early going. Kadarius Toney, this one goes off his hands into the hands of a Patriots defender. Patty man. I hope Patty don't make the news putting hands on Kadarius Toney, boy. Because he's had to have had enough. What else is left for Kadarius Toney to do to Patrick Mahomes, bro? Like, golly. But no, the Chiefs, they settle back down, they lock back in, and like I said, the cream rises to the top. Had a Taysom Hill style day from Jerick McKinnon was what I went back and reviewed here. He had 4 carries, only 11 yards. He had 3 catches for 19 yards and a touchdown, and then he threw a 4-yard touchdown pass as well. He touched all 3 statistics. So, like I said, this is the type of game that reminds me of Taysom McKinney. And then I think you might have
Taysom McKinney.
Oh, damn.
Taysom Hill, I know what you mean.
I ain't gonna catch it. But then see Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Did you say he was going? I think you had called out one of the Chiefs running back to be like a factor in the receiving game. And so I don't know if it was Helaire or McKinnon, but Helaire had.
I ain't gonna lie, I probably definitely ain't call out no Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Okay, maybe it was McKinnon then. You
called
out
McKinnon for sure, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the guy that turned up.
No, yeah, he was for sure. So he has a 48-yard catch, and this one has a receiving touchdown, broke a long one for 48 yards out the backfield as well. And so yeah, man, they like I said, the cream rises to the top and they get it done. Like I said, it's nothing more than that. Chiefs stop the bleeding. That's the biggest thing for this one. They stop the bleeding. You go on the road. You get it doesn't go smooth, but you still find a way to get it done, get back in the W column, and you try to keep that lead on the Broncos in the AFC West.
Gotcha. And ZB came in, man. Zach the Mac says Kadarius Toney gonna be playing in the Exaville in a few months. Hey, and I wouldn't be surprised with the way he's been playing, man. And it's crazy because it gets so confusing with Kadarius Toney because you will see him and he'll make a great play, but it's too many easy drops, man. You cannot have those drops that he's been having over the course of his career. They've just been terrible. Ain't no other way for me to put it. It's just they've been terrible over this time, man. But and watching this game, Willie Jack, couple things. I'm gonna say some stuff that's gonna make some people mad too, but it is what it is, man. Y'all gonna come to reality sooner or later. But anyway, the Chiefs need this win for momentum, to change the momentum in terms of what it's been looking like for this team. The offense still didn't look as smooth, but I can see it getting there. I can see certain things within their offense to say, okay, they got a couple more games to kind of get it all the way together. And if they can, I think they're going to be just fine. Now, Kelsey is a step slower, okay? Whether people want to admit it or not, Kelsey is slowing down a little bit as well. He's one of those guys that's on a part of that crew of the hey man, age is undefeated. You know, that's just what it is.
Not for sure.
Rashee Rice is stepping up a lot though. They've been looking for a receiver to really step up, and Rashee Rice has been that guy to step up. 32 receptions, 334 yards, and 3 touchdowns in his last 4 games. So ever since we got that big drop from MVS, Rashee Rice has been the guy to really step in and kind of take over that lead role for the receivers, and honestly has really taken a lot off of Kelsey's plate. Kelsey has been the guy that had the man, the receiving end of this team for quite some time now. But now having Rashee Rice, a guy that Patrick Mahomes is really starting to feel like he can rely on, is really changing the way that they can do things in this offense. And Andy Reid, I think, is noticing that, and they're starting to target him a lot. I mean, he's also averaged 8 catches a game over the last four games.
He had 9 in his Patriots game. He had 9 for 90 and a touchdown.
So he had 9 this one, 7 the game before that, and then in 2 games before those 2, he had 8 catches apiece in those games. So he's getting his targets, he's getting his catches, and he's producing, man. So I don't know what the future holds, but it looks like this guy is on his way to becoming, one of the most reliable weapons for Patrick Mahomes as his time goes on, man. But yeah, man, good game for the Chiefs. They needed this win. The Patriots just trying to hang on, and that there you have it. I mean, that's just it for it
is what it is. They don't want to trick off that draft position. Stay in range of Caleb Williams, man. Don't go out there and do too much. Give yourselves a chance.
Absolutely. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We had the New York Giants go to New Orleans to take on the Saints, and I'll touch on this one first, Willie Jack. If the Saints showed up the way that they played in this particular game, I don't think we would be having this discussion about who is the better team in this division, because even though they weren't very explosive in this game, they were very efficient. I think this was one of Carr's better games, in my opinion. Very, very high completion percentage, and they just kept the chains moving all game. They didn't put up a lot of points. He don't have a lot of yards, but they kept the chains moving, and it felt like Derek Carr was making the right plays in this game. And if he does that, that makes things much easier on this team entirely, because one, with him being able to keep the chains moving, kept the defense on the sideline, kept them well rested, and it showed, because when they came on the field, they showed out. Their defense played very well. They got out DeVito 7 times. They sacked him 7 times in this game, and they didn't allow that Giants offense to do much. All of the DeVito hype in terms of him having a good last couple games, they kind of put a halt to that and said, hey, we're a new team, or not necessarily a new team, but we're a different type of team. We're going to play some good defense, and their offense was just steady, and it ultimately allowed them to get the job done. They won their type of game, and this is the type of way I like to see the Saints play, and that will help them win these games in the future. Now, they're not going to win tomorrow. We'll get to that game because they got a problem on their hands. They got a problem on their hands tomorrow, and they're going to win that one tomorrow. But this is the way I like to see the Saints play, and if they can play this way, consistently throughout the rest of the season, man, they could very well be the team to win this division. So Saints get this one 24-6.
Now, see, look, I had my hopes up. My dog Chop told me on Sunday that this was going to be the game that Famous James was going to, he was like, you know what, man, this is going to be the one. Derek Carr going to come out there. He going to finally lay his last egg, and they're going to have to let Jameis get a little spin. And I was waiting on it. And then
I was trying, man. I was trying. I tried to get him in. You know what I'm saying? By the third quarter,
Yeah. But, and then he comes out and has like you said, not spectacular, but probably one of his better games of the year. This one and when they randomly blew out the Patriots, I think. But yeah, 23 for 28, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I think you hit all the good points in this one. Shout out to Jimmy G, man. Jimmy G with another touchdown in this one, baby. Jimmy G with another touchdown. 2 catches for 1 touchdown. I think Jimmy got like 8 catches on the year, but 6 of them is tubs. Like I said, if you gotta catch one, get one in the end zone, my boy. Get one in the paint. And so shout out to Jimmy, the real Jimmy G, man. Jimmy Graham still finding a way to kick around and score points. I want to shout out, and I'm going to butcher this damn name, to knowing Capasanian. The boy names start with KP. What syllable? How do you pronounce tap to knowing Capasanian? I don't know, man. The boy had 3 sacks. Please say his name if you can say it. Somebody put it on the board for my dog so he can read it. He had 3 sacks. I want to shout him out. It was a big day.
To know Capassignon. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, KP right next to each other to start the name. How do you even do that? But
his name KP did. That's what it sounded like. KP.
TKP. Come on, man. Yeah, there we go. Shout out to KP, man. He had 3 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, was just a menace in that backfield. Brian Bresee, the rookie out of Clemson, he had a big day as well. 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. So one to shout him out. But yeah, that New Orleans defensive line really just dominated this game, man. My dog just said they had 7 sacks, 9 tackles for a loss in this one, and they really were the difference. Giants just couldn't get anything rolling.
Gotcha. And a quick point out to my dog Zach the Mac, man. He give a shout out to your Steelers real quick. I know we ain't talking about the Steelers today, but he said, "Hey man, Willie, your Steelers should go get Jameis. You know, let Deontay and Pickens get 20 targets a game. There you go."
Hey, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was with it, but it wasn't never gonna happen when Jameis, before he went to New Orleans. Remember, he was having he had the situation going on where he got accused of like groping an Uber driver. You know what I'm saying? That gets messy in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Ben had a couple bathroom run-ins, and you know what I'm saying, back in the day. You know, we can't really get into that. We couldn't get into that. But I tell you right now, I take him right now in a heartbeat. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If Chop lost about 12 pounds, I take Chop right now. I just need somebody willing to throw a 6'4", 4'3" running receiver the ball. Just give him a chance.
I tell you what. We going to the playoffs if I'm y'all quarterback for sure.
Hey, it can't be no worse. I'm telling you, we started Mason Rudolph, and I'm excited. I'm excited for Mason Rudolph. This tells you how well or not so well my quarterback room is going. I'm pulling for Mason Rudolph to get a start, and he's finally getting it. That's how bad it is, dog.
For sure. On to the next one, Willie Jack. Let's go to the toilet bowl. We had the Atlanta Falcons go to Carolina Panthers, man, and the Panthers pull one off, man. They pull this win off. They win this one 9-7. 9-7. Willie Jack, go ahead, bro. You take off.
Man, look, this gonna be short and sweet. First off, if you're the Falcons, you should be ashamed of yourselves. It's the division of matchup and all that. Yeah, whatever. Be a damn shame of yourselves for getting into this damn. I mean, it wasn't a slugfest. Did nobody throw no slugs? I don't know what to call this. You know what I'm saying?
Get into a blocking match.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get into a blocking match. But shout out to the Panthers for finding a way to get one. You know what I'm saying? You got a young quarterback in Bryce Young, and if you played enough ball like me and played enough ball for teams that didn't win a lot of games, man, when they few and far between. Panthers needed this, man. It's a long season when you're getting beat up. They was 1-10 before this game, and so, man, it's hard to show up for work. It's hard to show up for practice. I mean, it just really wears on you, man. So these wins, few and far between. Shout out to y'all, the Panthers, man, for getting it done. And like matter of fact, they had to kick that game-winning field goal as the time ran out. You know what I'm saying? So it went to the wire, and thankfully they made it. Imagine them missing that kick, a makeable kick. Imagine them missing that kick and then getting another L. Like, man, I'm talking about a riot in your locker. I mean, that could have been mutiny. You know what I'm saying? And so they got a win. They got the dub. Well done. I'm trying to look and see if there's any standouts in this game. Nobody worth talking about. But well done, Panthers, for finding a way to get you one, man. I ain't mad at y'all at all.
For sure. I just got 2 points in this game, Willie Jack. One, it's every single week, the Falcons cannot stop turning the ball over. Cannot. Mm-hmm. They always make a mistake, and it's every week. Bijan Robinson had a fumble in this game. Mm-hmm. And then, what's my guy named? Ritter. He had a crucial interception in this game. Mm-hmm. Inside the 20, about 7 minutes left. He throws it right to the Panthers defender. Okay?
Xavier Woods. Yeah.
Exactly. Here is my other point. And this is what, if I'm a coach, if I'm a GM of the Carolina Panthers, this is what gives me hope. Because right after that interception, Bryce Young puts together a 17-play, 90-yard drive that lasted the whole 7 minutes.
Yeah.
To kick the game-winning field goal. Yeah. Those are the things you want to see in your young guy from time to time to remind you or let you know that, all right, there's hope. There's a chance that we can build around this guy. And if we can build around this guy, hopefully they can lead us to a better season moving forward. So that was the one point I had to point out, and the biggest part to me was like,
no, that was impressive.
Bryce, and don't get me wrong, it's raining. It's doing nothing but raining, cats and dogs, and he puts together that long drive. That's an impressive drive. I got to give it to him there.
No, it definitely was, man. Then ZB had a question, man. Now that Brandon Staley's out the league, is Arthur Smith now the worst coach in the NFL, bro? What do you think? I know Arthur Smith was high on your fire list as well. So is he now the new Brandon Staley for you, dog? Is Arthur Smith the worst we got?
He might be. He might
That's
be.
what I'm
And
thinking too. Off the top of my head, man.
Arthur Smith, and there was a point in time where your boy, not your boy.
Mm-hmm.
What is his name? I just was thinking about him.
Ooh, I'm trying to think now too. It could have been.
I just was looking at the team. Hold on. Arthur Smith.
Who else done fell flat this year?
Eberflus was on that list.
Oh yeah, Eberflus. Okay, yeah, it was getting ugly in Chicago.
That's what I was trying to think of. Eberflus. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Eberflus, man. He started to do some good things. I ain't gonna lie to you. Last few weeks, I'm starting to see some good things, but I would have to agree. Arthur Smith has to be the worst. I want the team to make the playoffs, like when I watch the players.
Mm-hmm.
But if they make the playoffs, then I mean I gotta see Arthur Smith another year.
Yeah, nah. Look, go ahead, let Big Bake. Go ahead, let Big Bake get that spot, big dog. Go ahead, Big Bake and them Buccaneers get that spot. Go ahead, Big Bake. Let's do it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. On to one more game, and then we take a quick break, Willie J. And of course, I mean, we got to talk about my boys. Yeah. Man, let's talk about the Washington Commanders going to LA to take on the Rams, man. And the Rams, they get that W, man. They get that W. They win 28-20 at home. Mm-hmm. And to me, Willie J, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, man. The Rams offense look back to form, all right?
Yeah.
They look back to form. The connection between Stafford and Kupp, we've seen it 2 weeks straight now. I think it's almost safe to say it's back. I want to see one more week. Let's see one more week, get the connection going, and then I'll officially say, all right, they ready to go now. You know, but it's the other things around that makes this offense just that much more successful. Because when we seen this offense operating at the tip-top level, I've seen it a couple times. I've seen it once with Todd Gurley was there.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
And Todd Gurley and they were putting up 50 points and winning shootouts against Pat Mahomes. That was one of the best games I've ever seen, you know, offensively. If you're just looking for a full offensive game, you know, they were doing all those types of things.
You would like a 99-98 game, man. There wasn't no defense in that game at all.
Exactly. That's why I said that's why I said that was one of the best games if you're talking offensively.
Yeah,
if you're talking offensively. Yeah. I like my defense. You know I like that. I'm a defensive guy. Come on, Willie Jack. You know better than that. But that was one of the better offenses. And then the offense that when we made the Super Bowl run with Kupp and Odell Beckham and all those different guys. Mm-hmm. We had different weapons, and he put the cup down. He didn't have to pick the cup up. You know, so the offense is looking much better now. Of course, we got the run game with Kyron Williams. Now it's not just Cooper Kupp. We also have Puka Nacua. You know, so we have both of those guys. We have just all those different things coming into play, which makes our offense just that much better. And it showed in this game. And then you got Stafford doing his thing. And they tried letting the Commanders back in this game. That's the crazy part. Yeah. They tried to let them back in this game late. Like we had full control of this game, even going into the third quarter. But later on, the later the game got, we started to make mistakes. Kyron Williams had 2 fumbles in this game. Even though he had a really good game, yardage-wise and getting the end zone, he still had those 2 crucial fumbles. And then your boy, I know you was going to talk about this one too, but Scary Terry started to go off. I don't know what was going on or what light switch done turned. The boy started to go crazy. And I'm super mad. Even though I'm a Rams fan, I'm mad that they took one catch away from him because that was a catch.
Man, yeah.
Diving one-handed catch. Man, you got to give him that. Got to give it to him. The boy was going crazy in this game. And then when they decided to go away from Howell, your boy Brissett looked sharp. Brissett came in.
He was sharp when he came in. He was.
2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? But it was ultimately too late. It was too late for them to really put them together and come away with the W in this game. They tried to go for the onside kick, but that was too much. But, Willie Jack, my last point, I'm going to turn it over to you. And I know this is the perfect point to turn it over to you because I'm about to talk some trash about your boy.
Oh, damn.
It's the reason. But this last stretch of games is the reason why I felt like I'm not ready to give him 6 to 8 years just yet. I'm not ready to crown him 6 to 8 years. Do I feel like he has a chance? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I felt like next year was the year I really wanted to see. I think there's going to be some coaching changes. There's going to be some things moved around. But next year is the year that I really want to see Sam Howell kind of put it together and eliminate some of those mistakes and play a lot better. Last 5 games, man. This is the last 5 games. Mm-hmm. The boy has thrown 6 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm sorry. No, 6 interceptions in the last 4 games. 6 interceptions in the last 4 games and only 2 touchdown passes. And they lost 5 straight. So they got to do some soul searching. They definitely got to turn some things around. And I want to see a little bit of improvement from Sam Howell going forward.
No, and I'll be quick on this one as well. But just like you were saying, what I was going to say about this isn't that newer style Rams offense. Like this is back to the real deal. The core, the heart of Sean McVay's offense was that Jared Goff and Ty Gurley. That's the epitome of this offense. Like when y'all got to slinging the ball with all the new toys, you brought over Odell mid-season, because we forget that season started ugly. Them first 11 games, Stafford's numbers in production, remember I was pointed out, was identical to what you have from Jared. Identical. The record was the same. The yardage and the touchdown, everything was the same, except I think Stafford had more touchdowns. But then y'all really caught fire towards the end of that year. Von Miller comes over and turns up that defense, and y'all get hot and run off that second half. But that's still almost more or less, let's say, like a one-off. The prime of this offense, when y'all had sustained production, was Ty Gurley setting the table, and then Jared Goff working off of that. And that's what this offense looks like with Kyren Williams. 27 for 152 in the touchdown. Like I say, he had those 2 big fumbles. Washington scores 20 points. All of them come in the second half. You know what I'm saying, of this game. And then with Scary Terry, I've been telling y'all for years, Scary Terry just needs an opportunity, dog. That's the only thing wrong with Scary Terry. He just needs a legitimate dance partner. That's what I've been wanting for him. And then with Hal, he's not playing good ball, but here's the thing about Hal as well. He's the most hit quarterback in the league. He's the most sacked quarterback in the league. And these are by like landslides. I think the boy's been sacked 59 times this year. I seen a graphic about this. This is why I have it on top of my head. I think he's been sacked like 59 times. I think he's got like 8 or maybe even 10 sacks on second place. And then as far as quarterback hits goes, I think he's got like 12 to 15 more hits than the next closest quarterback. So there's a lot on his plate, and to be a young guy. But I think like you said, the new coaching staff, they definitely got to rebuild that offensive line. But there's a lot there to like, man. I still think there's a lot there to like. But he's taking his lumps. He's a young guy, first year as a starter. He's taking his lumps. But no, like I said, y'all almost let them. You know what I'm saying? You gave them a little glimmer of hope, but no, y'all find a way to get it done. And yeah, look like y'all in position to make a run for these playoffs, my boy.
We're trying. Now we still right now, we still on the outside looking in. Well, actually, no, we're not. We in the 7th spot. Okay, so we made our way to the 7th spot. So we're in the 7th spot, but still, I don't feel safe. We 7-7. Seattle Seahawks are 7-7. The Saints are 7-7. You know what I'm saying? These are all teams right on our heels, and then not to mention the 6 and 8 teams with the Falcons and the Packers. All those teams are sitting right behind us on our heels. You know what I'm saying, trying to fight for these playoff spots as well. You know what I'm saying? So I was hoping for a chance for us to kind of run it off and take down the 49ers for the division win, but that's out of the window.
Don't put no money on that one. Not at all.
No, they already 11 wins, bro. It's a done deal. It's a done deal for sure. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and take a quick break, Willie Jack. Hear from the sponsors, man, and then we're gonna come back on the other side of the show. Wrapping up. We have the games of the week, and then we got some previews, man. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This episode of Let the Film Speak, hosted by the wonderfully handsome and intelligent brothers of Let the Film Speak. That's Chop and your main man, Willie Jack. You feel me? Also brought to you by the 3 Amigos. Y'all know them and you love them, man. That's the 3 Amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. That's 3 the hard way. That's a 3-piece spicy. You cannot go wrong. Now, I say the same thing every week, so y'all can say that at home with me. I know y'all ready for it. Here we go. It's 3 Amigos, but it's 4 parts to this process, big dog. First, you just got to tap in. Like my dog said, man, come in, tap in. Just say what's up, man. Just holler. Hey, what's up, 3 Amigos, man? Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Chop, man. Willie, man, what's going on, man? It's cool. I sit on the couch. For sure. Y'all got something cold to drink? Oh, man, my man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, man, I'm a Broncos fan. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's easy. And Chop, come in, sit down, get comfortable, get a cool adult beverage, and let us know who you ride with, big dog. Then tell a friend. Like, man, that's a nice feeling here, ain't it? Man, it's cool, man. My homeboy was out. He was down. Man, it's cool. I can tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. And you know what? Even better than that, you can tell your friend to tell a friend. Guess what? There's more. You can tell your friend to bring his partner too. Bring one more because we need 4, man. Bring them up into the penthouse. Tap in with your dogs, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You know we don't wear no watches. We ain't got nowhere else to be but in here kicking football flavor with the fam. And now back to the regularly scheduled program.
All right. Okay. Oh, man. Let's go on to this next game, man. We had the San Francisco 49ers, man. And this, look, I'm looking at the score. It almost threw me off because I had the 49ers, then I had 45. Dang, they just put a whooping on
the 49ers got 45.
The 49ers got 45. They almost threw me off, man, the way they tore the Cardinals up in this game. But yeah, man, the San Francisco 49ers, they win on the road 45-29 in a game that they control for the most part. What was your take on this one, man?
Just like you said, man, the cream gonna rise to the top. The Cardinals came out and they had an impressive opening to the game. They strike first. They have a good drive. They go get a touchdown. So that's all you can ask for. You know what I'm saying? Let's come out, throw the first punch, hope we draw a little blood, and then see what happens from there. But the Niners, like I said, man, just too good, too strong, too perfect of a well-oiled machine because they sit back, they take it. Oh, okay, that's a nice shot, and then now we just gonna just get into what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Just get back in the regular schedule programming. Man, Brock Purdy, like level to otherwise, Chop, doing what he got to do, man, to rein in that's his first MVP. Especially with it's coming, man. 16 for 25, 242 yards, 4 more touchdowns, no interceptions in this game. It's not all him, but just the way things go, dog. That's how it go.
And see, that's what I'm saying, Willie Jack. That's what I'm saying. I understand the way things go. I understand how it goes. If you got numbers and your team is winning, you got a good chance. But this, I'm still standing on it, man. I'm still standing on let the film speak. This guy has not shown us.
Well, see. Well, I don't want to go that far because he does make some throws now. I mean, it's a system. He's got tons of talent. He does, but he's on the money, bro. He is on the money. You gotta get to him. And I saw a great stat as well that he's first across damn near every meaningful quarterback statistic. He's first in yards per attempt by about a yard and change, which is massive. He's at like just under 10 yards an attempt. That's a massive stat. You know what I'm saying? Like average is somewhere you want to be. Oh, you want to be close to 8, so you want to be 7.5. You know what I'm saying? If you're a guy that, you know, a pretty solid number, he's at 9.9, so he's at 10 per attempt. You know what I'm saying? The next guy in second place, I think, is at like 8.4 or 8.6 or something like that. It sounds small, but that's a large gap in that style of statistic. He's, I think, first in touchdowns. He's least interceptions. He's got, I think he's like top 3 in passing yards. He's last or 32nd in pass attempts. He's, you know what I'm saying? Like his numbers are wild. But like I said, now to his credit though, there is tons of stars around him. Nothing bigger than my dog C-Mac, man. The best in the business was as advertised. 18 for 115 and a touchdown on the ground, 5 for 72, and 2 of them things in the air. 1 on 40 yards to the crib. Debo had 2 touchdowns in this game as well. Man, Tre'Davious Ward had himself a day. He has 2 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6 in this game pretty early on in the first quarter as well. So both sides of the ball rolling. And then, like I said, for the Cardinals, I mean, just undermatched, just overmatched. I mean, there's not much they could have done. They fought. I mean, they fought relatively well. They could have lost this game by 30 points. And so, like I said, they keep fighting, they keep scoring. They get two late scores in the fourth quarter of this game to tighten this score up a little bit as well to try to keep pace because the Niners kept rolling. But Kyler goes for over 200 yards and a touchdown in this game. Does throw the 2 picks. Shout out our dog Josh Nichols, man, because he shot this guy out earlier. Trey McBride. Balling, man, playing damn good ball. He has 10 for 102 in this game, and that's impressive as well because the guy that mans the middle of the field on the other side is Fred Warner. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get too much better, if at all, than Fred Warner in the middle linebacker spot, and so he had that style of success. James kind of broke a long one in this game to help bolster his numbers, but he goes 86 yards and a touchdown in this one. They get the late long touchdown run from the rookie running back as well, like I said. But not just overall, man, just overmatched. Like I said, San Francisco just looking unstoppable. And like I said, ain't nothing but victims in front of them. You know what I'm saying? No matter who it is, ain't nothing but victims in front of the Niners. And like I said, man, they continue to roll.
All right. Well, we'll see if it don't matter who it is when they face this team this upcoming week. You know, we're gonna see because they got a game on their hands this upcoming week right here, brother. Hey. And I'm just gonna point this thing out. Well, actually, I'm gonna point it out last when I wrap up my notes
right.
in the game. Okay. But like I said before, and like you said, they keep on rolling. They take care of business. And this was a perfectly schemed game for Shanahan, man. A perfectly schemed game. The run game was working. You already mentioned the yardage on that. I think over almost 150 yards on the ground, and then everybody was open in the passing game. You know what I mean? The boy Brock Purdy was making some throws. You know what I mean? It's like Friday practices. You remember Friday practices, Willie Jack?
Walk through practice, cuz.
It was walk through practices, man. Everybody was open, man. I'm talking about wide open.
Come on, man. Don't do them like that.
He made some throws. Them guys was open. He's putting it right on the money, man. They was running across off.
No. Debo's second touchdown in the flat. That was just butt naked. You know what I'm saying? They lost him on the
Christian McCaffrey caught it going backwards, failed, got up off the ground, and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, that one too. But no, all right, no, I'm talking about the one. He threaded the needle, man. He found Kittle breaking on up towards the left sideline in the middle of three defenders. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's throws in there, but he's dropping them in the bucket now. It was a good throw. It's some very good, accurate upfield throws, man. Hey. Some of them are butt naked. But some of them, you know what I'm saying? He gotta put a little English on some of them shots. You know what I mean?
That boy was running a 2-minute drill offense only. That's what he's
on air.
You know,
7 on air.
Yeah. He had his the little virtual game on. That's what that boy was playing in this game, like man. Nah, man. Look. This I don't want anybody to think I'm hating on Purdy because I like Purdy. I do like him, but to me, you have to temper the noise to make everybody look at this from a realistic point of view. And that's all I want to do. Is I want everybody to look at it from a realistic point of view because there's nobody out there. If anybody can say he's MVP conversation, okay. But if I turn around and ask you, there's nobody will sit up here and say that he's more valuable than Lamar Jackson, than Josh Allen, than a lot of these other quarterbacks who we haven't heard much in the MVP conversation. Now, Lamar Jackson's name is in there, you know what I'm saying? But if we name them off and we ask people, I don't think people would give that answer. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I understand how I go to Willie Jack.
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying because I think what you're saying is his level of difficulty is the least out of like some of the other names we would say. And I think that is a fair point. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's got probably the most talent around him. He's got the best or one of, if not the best scheme in place. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I give it like his level of difficulty.
Is he the most valuable though? Is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is he's the most valuable. You know.
Well, I mean that's all. I mean that's all a fair point as well. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. We've seen guys in his situation not come up. He's got to get some credit as well because we've seen other guys in his position, in his situation, and not perform to the level he's performing. And so there is something to that as well because we saw Matt Ryan in this offense, we saw Jimmy G, we saw Trey Lance. We saw RG3. This is RG3.
Jimmy G threw for 4,000 yards and 27 touchdowns.
We ain't gonna let you do that now. You're not gonna tell me that Jimmy G's Niners offense sniffed this offense. Jimmy G couldn't get up the field. Jimmy G was a hindrance in this offense. He couldn't get the ball up the field. I mean, he was sustainable. It was competent. Draw within the lines. I mean, they're a little more. They're further on than definitely. They were Jimmy G style of this offense.
Listen. They were a throw away from winning the Super Bowl with that Jimmy G offense. Like you mentioned all the time.
Yeah, and you know what happens if that was Brock Purdy, they'd be champions because he wouldn't have missed the butt naked Emmanuel Sanders.
But what I'm saying is my point is a lot of the pieces when you start looking at it are interchangeable. You're putting pieces in, pieces out. Jimmy G went over there to Las Vegas and the boy lost his job. Instantly. The boy lost his job. You know what I'm saying?
But
go ahead.
No, but I was gonna say, let's do it on the reverse side. You think Brock Purdy would have lost his job to Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders? Hell no. He'd still be the starting quarterback. Now, I'm not saying he looked like the Niners offense, but he wouldn't have lost his job to Aiden O'Connell.
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't get Devontae Adams the ball, I tell you that.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, bro. I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, because y'all look. I think people are looking at it right now in terms of what he's doing right now. Hey man, it's a whole different ball game when you got to go to a whole different system and you ain't got those guys around you. Yeah, you're gonna start seeing what you really are, who you truly are. And Jimmy G, like I was telling y'all then, he wasn't good. He wasn't that good. Brock Purdy is. I think Brock Purdy is better than Jimmy G. Don't get me wrong, he's better. But he ain't one of those. He ain't no guy though. Brock Purdy is not a guy, bro. He's not. As long as he's under Shanahan and he got these weapons around him, people gonna be blinded from what he really is, what he really can do. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna think about that a little bit, man. I'm gonna think because it is starting to feel a little bit like a perfect, like kind of like a perfect storm. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in a system that perfectly accentuates the things that he does best, and so it's almost kind of like when I mean, that's I'm gonna think about that for a little bit. I think I do understand what you're saying though, as far because I was on the same mind. Don't forget, one of my bold predictions. I was saying that the Niners weren't gonna make the playoffs this year because I thought that maybe the Brock Purdy season last year was flash in the pan, 7-game stretch, and he was hot, boom, boom, all of that. But watching him play the position, he's got all the weapons, he's got a fantastic scheme, he does, but he's operating at an extremely high level, bro.
That's why I'm trying to help you see it, bro. Remember, just think about this, Willie. I just want you to think about this. The moment Jimmy G and Trey Lance went down, and Brock Purdy, before he took a snap, the one thing I said, first thing I said was, they gonna even take a step back. They're a well-oiled machine. Remember this. He was a third string.
That's a fact.
So that means in practice, Coach Shanahan saw Jimmy G, he saw Trey Lance, and he saw Brock Purdy. He said, "Yeah, Brock Purdy, you my third string," based off of what I see here. Now, don't get me wrong, it was some politics involved with Trey Lance because
Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. Like I said, so I mean, it is what it is.
Right. So it's some politics in it. But if you showing out, if you playing ball, you're gonna play. You're gonna get your opportunity. But when he came in, it was like, all right, well, we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna insert player.
But that's what I'm saying though, because like to a certain extent, like he went so far above that because the bar that was set was Jimmy G's version of this offense. This Jimmy G's version of this offense was middle school. Brock Purdy's version of this offense is advanced physics, bro. Like it is light years ahead of any. Jimmy G couldn't sniff this level. You know what I'm saying? With Tom's nose, they couldn't get close to this. You know what I'm saying? Like he went so far and above the line because like well-oiled machines, they were just gonna stay even keel and still find a way to win and But they went so far. His players went so far above that like while he does have those things in effect around him, it is a lesser degree of difficulty, honestly, than a guy like Josh Allen for sure. But yeah, I gotta give him credit.
But that's what I'm saying though, Willie Jack. I think he's a little better than Jimmy G, but I don't think his play is that far ahead. And I think the difference is beforehand listen. Beforehand they had Elijah Mitchell and a beat up Raheem Mostert running the ball behind him and Matt Breida. Now they got Christian McCaffrey. They also didn't have Brandon Ayuk at that time. Now
they had him, but Ayuk hadn't arrived yet. He was there, but he hadn't seen.
Ayuk
was there because Ayuk, for whatever reason, Ayuk was he kept getting benched. It was crazy. Yeah, Ayuk he was on that team with Jimmy, but he didn't.
But I'm saying he wasn't on that Super Bowl team. He wasn't on that Super Bowl team. He wasn't there. That Super Bowl team, that was Emmanuel Sanders. That was Emmanuel Sanders and Debo. You know what I'm saying? But I think now with the weapons that they have now, I think their weapons that they have are better around.
Well, okay, I was thinking of different. My fault. I was thinking of the year that Jimmy G got hurt because
Jimmy G got hurt every year after that.
But that's the year I thought we was talking about. My fault. But no, on the Super Bowl team, that was Sanders for sure.
Right. Yeah. But let me finish this game, Willie Jack. But just to finish, just to put a bow on it, man. They did take care of business. And I was going to mention Trey McBride too, because it was just more to my point about these new school tight ends that's coming in to take over and really take the tight end level and keep it going. You know, so once we see a lot of our older guys kind of start to trickle off, we got some new guys that's coming in, stepping on the scene and willing to take on and hold these tight ends up, man. So I like what we looked at here. But now here's the key. I'm gonna throw this at you, Willie Jack.
Okay.
I want you to think about this when we do our preview show on Sunday morning, man.
Okay.
The 49ers struggled to stop the run with the running quarterback.
Okay.
They gave up 234 yards on the ground.
Against who?
The Cardinals.
I'm doing some quick math. Okay, yeah. 50 yards for Murray. The DeMarcado, he broke a 50-yard run in the fourth quarter. That's kind of mop-up duty a little bit, but he broke a 50-yard run, and then Connor had 86 yards. Okay, yeah, they did. They did.
Next week, they got another good run game coming to the crib.
Oh, you think your boy Kyron's gonna have a day? That's what you think?
No, they don't play the Rams.
Oh, no, the Ravens. Yeah, I'm tripping the Ravens.
They play the Ravens.
Keaton Mitchell's out for the season. He on season in the IR.
No, they still got another good run game. They still got
Edwards. Man, Gus Edwards ain't scaring nobody, man, unless you're within 3 yards of the goal line.
See, you thinking about the player. You ain't even thinking about the whole run game that the Ravens got, bro.
Yeah,
see, I'm gonna have to school. I'm gonna say like my daddy used to say. I'm gonna have to learn you. I'm gonna have to
learn.
Gonna
learn you a little bit. Oh, I know about that. Let me learn you. I'm gonna learn you a little bit. I don't know, man. Hey, Lamar gonna have his hands full as well, man. Baby Bosa.
Oh, it's gonna be a game. It's gonna be a game.
Hargrave, he gonna have his hands full for sure. Especially while he gonna have his hands full.
I'm looking forward to it. Definitely.
That's gonna be a good ass game. It is.
All right, let's keep on pushing, Willie Jack, and let's go ahead into the next game where we have the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they went to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills end up winning this game at home, 31-10, man. And the Bills controlled this game from start to finish, man.
Yes, they did.
And it started up front. Almost 270 yards rushing, man. 179 came from Cook with 2 touchdowns, and they got out the Zach. I mean, not the Zach. They got out the Dak. The defense played well up front. They sacked Dak 3 times and gave up less than 250 yards of total offense, man. So it was just a great, well-rounded performance by this Buffalo Bills team. And it seems as if once they got rid of their offensive coordinator, they've made it an emphasis to give James Cook the ball a little bit more often. Okay. And once they started to do that and give him the ball a little bit more often, it helped take a little bit of a load off Josh Allen. And if you take a little bit of load off Josh Allen, man, hey, man, that screams trouble for other teams. Okay. And the way they're looking right now, how hot they are right now, I don't know. The AFC might be in trouble. Now, don't get me wrong. They're not even in the playoffs right now. Like, that's how crazy the AFC is. Right now, the Buffalo Bills are in the 9 spot, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The 9 spot. Right behind the Houston Texans. The Colts are still holding on to 7. Cincinnati Bengals are still at 6. So those are the teams that are all 8-6 right now, fighting for the last playoff spot. But Buffalo Bills are like the best team, man. They like the best. And maybe they look like they could be the second best team in the AFC right now. You know what I'm saying? So the Bills are rolling. It's looking like trouble, but yeah, man, they go out, they take care of business against those Cowboys, and the Cowboys weren't physical in this game. But here's the key for the Cowboys: they can't fall into a slump. They can't fall into a rut. They have to get themselves out of this rut immediately and come out and get a W this next week. Because if they do, this is the wrong time, and they're going to find themselves in a whole lot of trouble. But I think this is just one of those games where everything just went the Bills' way, and the Bills just took care of business. It actually reminded me of the game the Cincinnati Bengals had against the Bills in the playoffs last year.
So, and just can't hit him right. Well, no, and the big thing, and I appreciate you with your long introduction on my game of the week, by the way. God, dog. But yeah. So shout out to the Bills for sure. But no, just like you said, weather was definitely
my bad, bro. My bad.
Weather was definitely a factor in this one for sure. It was definitely heavy rains, high winds. This was just typical. This is what you got to expect to be ready for when you're playing in Buffalo at this time of the year. So the weather was definitely an issue. The wind was up, and so in this style of game, you're gonna need to rely on a consistent physicality and a consistent run game, and that's exactly what Buffalo was able to do. James Cook played his ass. James was looking like that. James looked like, man, vintage Dalvin in this game. Like, yeah. I mean, he like a clone of prime Dalvin. Definitely easily dominated this game. 25 carries, 179 yards, rushing touchdown, 42 yards in the air, another receiving touchdown. And mind you, he dropped the second receiving touchdown in the left flat. He bobbled it and then passed it going out of bounds, and he couldn't hold on to it. That was another talk. That should have been another touchdown. You know what I'm saying? It should have been a 3-touchdown day. They ended up kicking the field goal there. It ended up not mattering, of course, because, like I said, the Bills just came out and just flat out just just dominated this game. And like I said, mainly so, like I said, in the trenches. But like I said, the run game told the story for this team and this offense. Josh Allen throws for less than 100 yards and rushes for less than 30 yards. Josh Allen had, in a game in which they beat the Cowboys by 3 touchdowns, Josh Allen had less than 150 yards total from scrimmage in a dominant win. Just like you said, that should scare anybody else who has Buffalo on their schedule. Because now what do we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we do now? Josh could sit back and hand it off and watch James Cook put up 200 yards on boys. You know what I'm saying? Rushing and receiving, that's super impressive. And then for the Cowboys, like I said, just couldn't get anything going. Like I said, I mean, their own run game. Pollard has 50 carries on a 50 yards on 11 carries in this game. So I mean, as far as the averages goes, that's a pretty decent clip. He was just under 5 yards a carry, but that's not the way they played. That's not the way this offense functions. It's not the way this offense scores balls. It's not the way this team wins. They couldn't get anything going meaningful at all, just all night. And just like you said, man, it's just one of those nice. And that was a good analogy you made. That Bengals Buffalo playoff game where it was just Cincinnati's night. They came out, hit them right in the mouth, and just Buffalo just couldn't get off the mat, much like in this game. Just Cowboys just couldn't get started in this game. Just feels like they just really couldn't get much of anything going. They were putting some licks on Dak as well. They made it a point to make sure if Dak was going to put himself in the ring, somebody's going to hit him, penalty or not. They got a couple penalties as well, but they definitely put some leather on Dak in this game for sure. And like you said, man, the more physically dominant team and the better run game definitely controlled this game. And yeah, they cruised. It was what the Cowboys got. They one touchdown at the end of the game or in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? So it was 31-3 midway through the fourth before the Cowboys finally put one in the end zone. But yeah, just overall a dominant game. Cowboys pulled a Cowboy, just didn't show up. Like just didn't show up. It's one thing to lose, but when the Cowboys lose, boy, sometimes they just don't show up. And this was one of those nights, man. And so just like you said, if you're the Cowboys, you got to find a way to let this one be a one-off and not be something that starts a trend.
For sure. And my bag again, Willie Jackson.
No, it's not good.
I was just going, and I know me and you have been going back and forth, and I just went in. I ain't even tripped. My fault, bro.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good.
But I did want to pull up one of Zach the Mac comments, man. And I want to ask you a question, Willie Jack, because I know Stephon Diggs is your boy too. He says Stephon Diggs no longer exists. So what's been going on with Stephon Diggs, man? What do you think is the thing that's going on with Stephon Diggs? Because it's not this week; it's the last few weeks, man. I can't remember how many weeks in a row he hasn't had a 100-yard game or one of those big memorable games in a while. Now, don't get me wrong; he had a great catch in this game to help extend the drive, like a one-handed catch. But what's going on with Stephon Diggs, Willie Jack? What have you been seeing?
And no, honestly, what it is he's getting coverage rolled to him because they can't. There's nobody that could take the pressure off of him. There's no other threat. Gabe Davis hasn't been able to take the pressure off of Stephon Diggs. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to balance it out, and so that teams just can't put your guy. It's like if you play high school basketball, they used to have that defense like that boxing one, where it's like you know what I'm saying. It's almost like a boxing one defense on Stephon Diggs because there just hasn't been another credible weapon on the outside. Gabe Davis and his connection or lack thereof with Josh Allen has really reared his head and had some very ugly game-deciding moments to this point in the season, and so there's just no threat there on the back end. Which is another reason why having James Cook step up the way he has, like I said, especially in these last few weeks since the offensive coordinator and Ken Dorsey has been let go, and seeing him produce and make a way. This is excellent news for Diggs and Allen, just like I said, because we still got that. You know what I'm saying? Like Diggs and Allen, that's still Steph and Clay. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Wiggins going for 30. Bro, if we got Wiggins throwing for 30 and we blowing teams out, wait till Steph and Clay start cooking again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's because I don't think they didn't win nowhere, but they've teams are definitely making it a point to make the Bills play left-handed. You know what I'm saying? And then now with Cook heating up, they've found a way to still win. And so like I said, that only makes them scarier because if they get back in sync and find a way to get back going, then like I said, man, it's business as usual.
For sure. Yeah. All right, Willie Jack. Well, let's move on to the next game, and we have the next game of the week. And I'm gonna let my dog Willie Jack. We had the Baltimore Ravens go to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars, and the Baltimore Ravens handle business on the road, winning this one 23-7. Talk to me, Willie Jack. What happened, man?
Yeah, no, honestly, just Jacksonville Jaguars, and I've kind of like hinted at this, and I think when we chose these games, I think you took Jacksonville and I took Baltimore, and one of the things I said about this was that this looked like it reminded me of when the Lions came to when the Lions were hot or were a team that was looking to break through and really establish themselves as a real deal contender, and then you get beat down by the Ravens, and so that's what this game reminded me of, and honestly, that's more or less kind of what we got in this one. So the Jaguars, they feel like pretenders. They're going to win that division. They're going to go to the playoffs, but and they compete and beat a lot of teams, but I just don't feel good about them against any real deal, true blue varsity opponent, and which is what they got in this game. And it feels like they fall short in these ones. And that's exactly just what happened. Not a major day at all for Lamar statistically, at least not in the passing game. But here's what's impressive as well. And so in this run game, he goes 12 for 97 yards in this one. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, to their credit, I think they only got him on the ground maybe twice, but they were able to get some decent pressure on. Trayvon Walker had 1 sack in his game, but he made Lamar uncomfortable all day long, and he really kind of showed. Well, I don't want to go as far as say he validated that number 1 overall pick or whatever, but you can see a guy that big, a guy that strong, a guy that fast, because he was on Lamar's heels a lot of this game. Really,
the potential.
Yeah, you really kind of see like, okay, man, if they get him to put it together, he can be an animal. He did get a sack in this one to get him on the ground, but no, definitely the running game. Keaton Mitchell goes 9 for 73 in this one before he goes down with the season-ending injury. Hate to see that. Like I said, young rookie star, late round draft pick, if not undrafted. No, he was drafted out of East Carolina, if I remember right. But a later draft pick guy, really hit the scene and made a big name for himself. Now you lose him for the season. Gus Edwards, old faithful, he's still chugging along. He has roughly 60 yards in a touchdown in this one as well. Isaiah Likely still doing his best to fill in and replace what they expect from Mark Andrews, excuse me. He goes 5 for 70 and a touchdown in this one. But no, man, the Ravens defense, as advertised, really just did a really good job kind of smothering this Jaguars offense. No hint or nothing of a run game in this one. The dude, I've been saying his name for the last few weeks as well, Justin Matabuki, he has another sack in this one as well. He's quietly a top 5 sack guy in the league. I think he's up to like 13 or something like that now this season as well. And man, it was a varsity versus a JV opponent. This the way this game unfolded was much like I imagined. Trevor Lawrence didn't throw any interceptions to turn the ball over in this one, but still, just something's, I don't know, man. It's something about Lawrence that's starting to just make me wonder, like, if he, and it's still early to say, and I don't want to just put it all on him as well, but I'm still trying to remember the last time when has he shown up and won one of these? When you're at home, like, this is exactly the type of games that I want to see from guys like Trevor Lawrence, from a Justin Herbert, I want you, if I'm going to treat you like a real contender, you're at home. You've got a varsity opponent coming to your crib. If you're going to go to the Super Bowl, you got to go through this team. Like, how do you measure up? This is a good measuring stick game to see where you stand, and you're not in the same class. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just not in the same class at all. And so it almost makes me wonder, like, okay, is Trevor Lawrence destined to kind of follow in the footsteps of some of these guys just get stuck in the B tier, just B level guy. You know what I'm saying? Like a top of the class for the second class. Like, is he ever? You know what I'm saying? Can he break through and be a guy that could propel a team or take a team over the top? And I'm just not sure if he's ever going to get there. They get the one touchdown they get in this one was just a one splash play. Is a 65-yard touchdown to the punt returner guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get on the board. And other than that, you goose egg. If not for one splash play, you got goose egged at the crib 2 weeks before the playoffs start. You know what I'm saying? So I'm worried, if I'm a Jaguars fan, about realistically our chances and what we can do as far as how far we can go. But then, yeah, for the Ravens, like I said, you go on the road, another playoff style team, and you go in there dominating, handle business.
Yeah. And I started off with the Jaguars, Willie Jack, because you were touching on something that I was going to touch on at some point too. But right now, the Jaguars are doing nothing to help themselves. And it does start with Trevor Lawrence. One, they had 2 missed field goals in this game. They give up field position. Okay, you get 2 missed field goals. Then you get 2 fumbles in this game. Like those are mistakes that you can't make. Then here's another thing, and this is a prime example of why I feel like Trevor Lawrence still needs to grow a little bit as a starting QB and mature in order for him to go to the next level. Right before the half, the Jags hit a big play. They hit a big play before the half. They takes them down to the 5-yard line with about 25 seconds left. They have no timeouts. Instead of getting to the line of scrimmage and spiking the ball, Trevor Lawrence tries to run a play. He throws a quick out route to the left side where the receiver gets tackled inbounds. They don't get a chance to run any other play after that. Go into half, 0 points. They don't even get a chance to go for a field goal. Whereas if you spike that ball in that situation, let's say you hit the pass at 25 seconds, you spike that ball, there's 12 seconds left. You're on the 5-yard line. That gives you at least 2 plays to take a shot at the end zone. At least 2 plays to take a shot at the end zone. If you don't get in the end zone, then you put it in the hands of Doug Peterson to make the decision and say, all right, we're going to get 3 and go into the half, or let's take one more shot at the end zone. Let's try to give it a shot. Let's try to score a touchdown on this play.
It could have been a 1-score game. It was only the Ravens it was only 10-0 at halftime. So that a 3 right there is a 1-score game.
Absolutely. But instead, you don't even give yourself a chance to score in that play. And a veteran quarterback could see the coverage on that play. And even if he does want to throw that ball, throw it over the head. Just throw it over your receiver, out of bounds, stop the clock. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's not a spike, but all right, I see this corner is playing outside leverage on my slot cornerback. You know what I'm saying? They're playing the zone. He's sitting outside, and instead of making it throw it out of bounds, stop the clock. All right, when we still got 2 more plays. We got 2 plays to take a shot at the end zone. And if we can get in the end zone, that gives us the momentum going into halftime so that when we come out on this second half, we can build off that momentum and we can make this a game. Instead, you get 0 out of that. A huge momentum killer, a huge moment in that game. And I thought that was a key sign. And I hope this is a learning experience for Trevor Lawrence to say, all right, if I get in this situation again, I know what to do. Now, this is a rare situation. You don't get these situations all the time.
Right.
If you get in that situation, you know what to do next time to make sure you make the right decision and put your team in the best position to score a touchdown. Because that's ultimately what y'all needed. And if he wants to be, like you said, Willie Jack, if he wants to be considered a top QB, these are the types of things he's going to have to eliminate from his game along with those turnovers. They got to eliminate those things. And if he can eliminate those things, they can make him a much better player. So I wanted to start off with the Jaguars.
No doubt.
That's all I got for the Jaguars. But on the other end with Lamar, and I'll keep this quick too. To me, in my opinion, when I watch this game, Lamar, well, not just this game. When I watched them play my team against the Rams too, just the last few weeks in general, Lamar Jackson is playing the best ball I've ever seen him play. I'm just being honest about this because I think it's partly because he's changing the way that he's using his legs. Okay, and you said what?
I'm agreeing. I was humming you. Because it reminded me of some stuff I tried to tell you about Lamar this year. About 6 weeks back. But yeah. Go ahead.
No. It looked different. It was different earlier. It was different. But right now I think he's hitting a hot spot in terms of his play. And like I said, he's changing the way he's using his legs. The pocket awareness is through the roof. And even when he's scrambling, before in his career, the moment the pressure hits him, like you said, Trayvon Walker was
on his heels,
on his heels all game. You get games like that. Oh, Lamar Jackson taking off, and he trying to make some plays with his feet, which a lot of times end up being good plays. But now he's just looking to extend and make a play. And it was one particular play in general. He scrambled, went forward, backward, left, right, finally got out of the pocket to the right side, and just hit for a 9-yard completion. So it wasn't the first down or anything. It was a 9-yard completion, but those things hurt. Those are big. Now we at 2nd and 1. The playbook is open. The full playbook. I can go play action, we can take a shot. You know what I'm saying? I can go run and get the first down. Like, it's those type of things that just put you in a better position as an offense to be successful. And those are the things that he was doing. And yeah, Lamar Jackson is playing some better ball, man. And hey, Lamar Jackson, I want him to be the MVP, man.
I know you do. You want anybody not named Brock Purdy to be MVP, but in reality, I think Lamar definitely he's gonna be a guy that if this was like the Heisman race and you fly 3, 4, 5 guys out to New York to get announced, I think Lamar is one of the guys on that ballot for sure. You know what I mean? And so
it's gonna be key next week. I think the winner of this game,
gonna be a good showdown.
The winner of the game next week is gonna be the one that's gonna get the edge between those two.
Yeah. We gonna definitely see.
That's gonna be a game, boy. I'm ready for that one, baby.
Yeah, we gonna get. I ain't gonna lie. They going to San Fran. Yeah, I think San Fran's at home in that one too. So yeah, that's an uphill battle. Could it be a possible Super Bowl preview? NFC, AFC, the top teams in each conference. So it could be a possible Super Bowl preview, which would be a Super Bowl rematch from the last Super Bowl the Ravens did win was against the Niners. That Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick went to with Crabtree and those boys. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a great game to see next week for sure.
For sure. And your boy Terrible Tom then rolled into the building.
What he say?
He done came in the building and he said, man, the Jag could have had the following players in their prime and still jagged it up. Jerry Rice, Peyton Manning, AB, and Barry Sanders. All players that the Jaguars have
put no, impossible. No, ain't no way. First off, you done gave the Sheriff the two greatest of all time. The Sheriff got Jerry and prime AB. Boy, you can cancel Christmas. And then when we turn around and hand the ball up, we got Barry Sanders. Boy, you crazy. Yeah, they couldn't even mess that up. Yeah. Now, if you gave Trevor Lawrence those guys, then I don't know. I don't know. But you gave him the Sheriff. So I ain't going to go that far with the Sheriff now.
Yes. All right, Willie J. Well, let's keep on moving, man. We had one last game this week, man, before we move into our previews. Mm-hmm. We had the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's a good call, Willie Jack. They go to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, and the Seahawks win this from 20-17. Now, hold on, Willie Jack. Don't rub your hands together. Because if you'd have known Drew Lock was starting, I guarantee
I had to think about it. A little bit. Because I had seen something where they announced that Geno was going to play.
No, he was active. He was active in the game, but they didn't list him as a starter. They fooled me, too. They fooled me.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, cause when the game started, I was like, man, hold on, man. Pick was locked in. I was like, ain't this some stuff? But no, hey, shout out to Mizzou's on, man. Drew was like going in there doing his thing.
For sure. Well, go ahead, man. Talk to me about the game.
I thought you was gonna start it. I was okay.
Oh, you already in there.
Either way, okay. But honestly, no. Shout out to the Seahawks for getting this done. Definitely impressive win at home. You've got your backup, Drew Lock. I don't think he had played last week. His first 2 games, I guess, in roughly 2 years of starting, and honestly, man, did a lot of his work, especially in the key and the crucial moments of this game, namely in the second half, and most obviously, of course, in the fourth quarter. Overall, 22 for 33, just over 200 yards. The one excellent in the bucket game-winning touchdown throw to rookie Jackson Smith and Jigba JSN, who came up huge in this one. DK, after having a couple 3 games in a row, it feels like, where he had finally kind of showed up and kind of given us the production that we want to see from a guy who's flirted with being an upper echelon star receiver in this league. And then he had been kind of quiet. He had a hot streak. He starts off in this game, I think we're midway through the third quarter, he's got 1 catch. You know what I'm saying? And then, but to close this game out, and as I said, kudos, he made some big ones to close this thing out, boy. Finishes with 5 for 78 yards. Like I said, nothing bigger. I think it was one where he's like falling down, catches it on his calf muscle or something crazy like that, man. It was a crazy catch, but comes up with it, extends the drive. That was a 3rd down catch. You know what I'm saying? Extends the drive. And then Drew Lock, man, he ain't too proud to beg, man. He's out there blocking. Kenneth Walker III goes 19 for 86, has a touchdown, a good 25-yard touchdown or so. Drew Lock is out there leading the way. Drew Lock is out there 25 yards up the field, and he's the guy that helps make the block at the goal line to help make sure the KW3 gets in the end zone. And so, like I said, man, this was just an overall very scrappy performance. Julian Love came up with he of course had the game closing interception on the sideline, but before that, in this 3-point victory, his first interception was in the end zone. So now he's taking points off the board for Philly, which was crucial for sure. A game where points are premium, and so he gets 2 very big interceptions there. One that keeps points off the board for Philly again, and then the other one to, like I said, to close the show. Drew Lock in that offense, JSN, like I said, just runs it was just a straight slot fade. I mean, it wasn't anything special. I mean, I seen it back. He didn't really double move him. It's just a slap fade. He just ran him off the line. You know what I'm saying? And then Drew Lock just drops it in the bucket. Make beautiful throw, beautiful pass. Right. I mean, just game of inches. It couldn't have been an inch further, and it probably goes through his fingertips. So perfect pass there. And then, like I said, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if I missed anything else from the Seahawks. But now here's the thing that was interesting for the Eagles. So they came under fire these last few weeks for sure. They're definitely not playing their best ball. I think this is their third loss in a row since starting 3-1. I think this is now their third loss straight. That defense had turned into just a swinging door, just a rotating door. Even their last victory, the overtime win against the Bills, where the Bills put up almost 500 yards of offense in that game. You know what I mean? So the defense had been extremely poor. Well, Matt Patricia, who was brought on as a defensive assistant or special assistant, they turned over the defensive coordinator duties to him in this game to change it up. Matt Patricia, of course, cut his teeth under Bill Belichick and those Patriots. Hadn't done much since at all. But they turned it over to him. And so the defense, I guess, was definitely a much stingier performance as far as that goes. So if you're looking to see between what Patricia's defense did versus what Shine Desai's defense did, I mean, maybe there's some glimmer of hope there. They did hold the Seahawks team to 20. Now, mind you, this is Drew Lock's version and not Geno Smith, but Big Geno and this offense not too long ago just put up 35 or 38 points against the Cowboys. And so now they're held to 20 points, like I said, albeit with Drew Lock, but you did have that there. Then on the other side for the Eagles, man, I mean, I know Jalen Hurts was definitely sick. He was sick all week. He flew separately alone to the game, so he wouldn't get anybody else sick. But you've got to figure something out. You've got to find a way to stop the bleeding. Kind of like we said before earlier this year when when the San Francisco 49ers had their 3-game skid. Okay, what do we need to do to stop the bleeding and get back on track? Well, for the Niners, it was just, okay, well, we just injured. We just got to get our stars back, and then we back in business. Well, the Eagles don't have that. They don't have that coming. They don't have those reserves coming. They're not just waiting for their guys to get back in the fight.
Yeah, and they definitely don't have a bye week either.
Yeah, everybody's here. No bye week, and we've already got all our guys. So what do they do to stop the bleeding and find their mojo again, man? Because this
they go play the Giants.
Hey, that might be enough. That might just be enough because the Giants defense only shows up when they play bad teams. When the Giants defense plays bad teams, boy, they top 5. If they play anybody else, boy, they get smoked. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that is what it is. So maybe favorable matchup coming up, man, because they need one. They need one bad. Jalen Hurts throws for 140 yards. The 2 interceptions that we already talked about. Does a little better with his legs. 13 for 80 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. But yeah, man, they've got to find a way to get going. Both their star receivers go for 50 yards a piece in this game. And so, I mean, yeah, you've got to find some way to stop the bleeding and get your mojo back if you're Philadelphia.
For sure. And if you're the Eagles, man, you got to understand, like, it don't get much worse than this. You know what I mean? It doesn't get much worse than this. The third loss in a row, and you take this loss under behind the arm of their backup quarterback in this situation. And you got to be able to really take accountability, look at yourself in the mirror, and really understand what you need to do to kind of right the ship. You are what people believe is a championship team. You've shown the championship type of pedigree in certain performances throughout this year. The San Francisco 49ers, like you mentioned, Willie Jack, were a team that went down 3 weeks in a row. You know what I mean? And they end up bouncing back. Like you said, they had the injuries, they had the bye week, all those things to help them out. The Eagles, you don't have that. So you have to figure out a way to kind of bounce back. I believe they can, and I believe they will. Because when you're in it right now, it seems as the low as it can possibly be.
Oh, yeah.
I know what the Eagles are fully capable of and what they can actually do. And right now, I think the key in what happened in this particular game is Jalen Hurts is right now stuck having to play traditional QB. Okay. And that's not his game. He's stuck out there trying to play traditional QB, trying to drop back, go through his reads, play for play, try to make the plays just strictly with his arm, when in reality, that's like you said, he's not his type of game. They're built to. They're another team that's built to play ahead and not come from behind. They're also built off of their run game, and they're looking to do everything off of that run game. When they're able to do that, that's when they're the most successful. But Hey, they let the Seahawks hang around this game. That's essentially what happened. They let this instead of putting the Seahawks out of their misery, they let them hang around, and then sure enough, after a while, they started to make plays because the Seahawks got some playmakers now. Kenneth Walker had some runs in this game where it was like, this is reminding me why I feel like Kenneth Walker is special. Kenneth Walker has some runs in this game. You already mentioned DK and his catches, and then boom, JSN with the game winner to close the moment out. You know what I'm saying? So that's essentially what it is. And yeah, that was the thing, man. They just couldn't close them out. They couldn't close out the Seahawks like they would normally be able to last year. Last year they was able to run teams, into the ground and close these games out, but they just weren't able to do it this time around. And the JSN catch. Just putting this out there. Don't be surprised if that catch brings him to having a good rest of this season. And Tyler Lockett being the one that's out the door next year.
Well, no, I'm not gonna lie. I think when they drafted him, they had to have that on mind. Tyler Lockett's contract is a cap nightmare, and so it's one of those contracts where unless I wouldn't imagine. Honestly, I would imagine if they could rework that deal, I think they would want to keep him. He's like a long-standing stalwart of that team. He's not a problem guy, so he's a good guy you would want in your locker room. Good veteran presence. So if they can rework it for sure, but not like I said, his cap hits the way it was set up. They probably will definitely want to get out that contract for sure. No doubt about that.
Buffalo will take him.
Man, in a heartbeat. Shit. Man, in a heartbeat.
For sure. Right. Well, Willie Jack, that's all the games coming from week 15, man. We went through each and every game. But before we jump out of here, man, start talking about our previews, we got to talk about performers of the week, man. Who is your performer of the week from this week 15 slate of games, Willie Jack?
Oh, man, I'm going Big Bake, man. Damn near 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. You know what I'm saying? A big dominant victory on the road in Green Bay, man. Shout out to Big Baker Mayfield, man. Reminding y'all boys why Willie was defending him like he was.
I got you, Willie Jack. I got you. And well, my performer of the week, man, I'm going over to James Cook, man. James Cook, over 200 yards from scrimmage, man, 2 touchdowns in a big game. Big win at home over the Dallas Cowboys, and a win they definitely need in order to have a chance to get into the playoffs, man. He shows up big in this particular game, man. Over 220 total yards from scrimmage, man. So the boy was out there balling, doing his thing, and they take care of business at home, like I said, man. So James Cook is my performer of the week.
No doubt. And then, matter of fact, partner, I was gonna say we just hit 9:02. Let's go ahead and get rapid fire. So let's
get it. Well, might as well start off with a bang. You know what I mean? We got a Thursday night game, baby, where we got the New Orleans Saints going to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. And do y'all need to ask me who I'm going for?
I got you. What's the score?
Do you need to ask me who I'm going for in this game? Go ahead and put Cooper Kupp down for 100 yards while you in it, Willie Jack. While you in the right mood, go ahead and put Cooper Kupp down for 100 because they get it rolling, man. I think it's going to be 3 games straight, back-to-back games with over 100 yards from Cooper Kupp. The Rams continue to roll. Give me a touchdown. You give me a touchdown. Okay. Give me a touchdown. But yeah, back-to-back the games where they continue to roll. The Rams offense is, like I said before, is playing well as they could be, and they can hit you from all different ways, man. They got the Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, any one of those guys can beat you at any given time. Also, DeMarcus Robinson has been making some big catches too. And then Kyron Williams. I already talked about Kyron Williams and his successes. So give me the Rams in this one, man. I got them winning at home. Final score 24 to give me 24-17, Willie Jack. 24-17. The Rams take care of business in this game, big dog. And I got you. And I got you too.
Okay. Hey, and also, I've got the Rams as well at home. That Saints defense had been pretty susceptible, man. They had been kind of leaving the window open, you know what I mean? But they had a very strong performance now, albeit against a weak Giants team. But I do think that the Rams will get it done at home. I've got my scores pretty close to yours, but I've got 24-19 Rams at the crib.
Gotcha. On to the next game, Willie Jack. I'm coming right back to you, man. We had the Cincinnati Bengals going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Who you got, Willie Jack?
Look here, man. Mason Rudolph is going to stop the bleeding for my Steelers, man. And y'all should know what's going on. It's no secret. If I got to go 0-17, I'm not going to pick against my Steelers on TV. Y'all ain't going to hear me pick against my Steelers.
Y'all ain't going to know. Y'all ain't going to know.
Y'all ain't going to know. But I'm going to take my Steelers, man. Our last home game, our last hint of breath of any style of playoff possibility. We've got to have this one. 1916. My boys get it done, man. 1916. Give me one at the crib, Pittsburgh. Come on.
Yeah, and Willie Jack, I've been going back and forth on this game, man, because give me Steelers too. I'm riding with y'all, dog. I'm riding with the Steelers in this game too, man. I just feel like Mike Tomlin, he's gonna pull one of these off. One of them he's gonna pull off, and then if there's any one of these games he's gonna pull off, it's got to be the game where Bengals are missing Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow at home. I think they're gonna find a way to get this W in this game. So I'm giving them 24 as well, Willie Jack. 24-16 Steelers over the Bengals.
24-68 from your mouth to guys' ears, boy. I hope you're right.
For sure. And my dog Zach the Mac came in and said Rudolph on Christmas week. It's a slam dunk. They win it.
Oh, hey, you sure right. Let's go, man. Let's go, ZB. Come on, man. You sure right.
For sure, man. Oh, for sure. And then our last game, man. Our last Saturday game, we got the Buffalo Bills going to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers, and I'm going Bills in this one, man. Bills on the road. The Chargers are just too banged up. They got so much going on. This is one of those games where I feel like just because they got a new coach, it doesn't matter. They're not going to build off that momentum. Nah, they taking the L this game, especially with Easton Stick back there having to start against the red hot Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, hey, they still starving, man. And the starving, man, you know what it is.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
So give me the Bills on the road. Give them 34 points in this game. 34-10 final score of this game.
And my score is not far off for you. And just like you said, man, the Bills been in playoff mode, man, for about 3 weeks here now. You know what I mean? And so they, like I said, they got to pick these up. And I tell you what, man, because I definitely think the Bills are going to find a way to get into these playoffs. And I tell you what, Miami don't keep their foot on the gas, boy. Bills might come around and sneak this division, boy. I think they still in reach. No, Miami got 9 wins or 10 wins.
They got 10. So they took 2 games back, but that's still enough. Because Miami got a tough one this week.
Yeah, they do. That's what I said. It's not quite out the question. I don't know if they still got a game against each other left or not. But either way, man, I definitely think the Bills are going to do what it takes to get this done. Love what we're seeing for James Cook. I'm going Buffalo on the road, 28-13.
Ooh, Willie Jack. They do got each other, dog. They do got each other.
Bills win this division. Bills win this division, bro. If the Dolphins drop a game between now and when they see the Bills, Buffalo winning this division.
Yeah, I'm with you too. And it's gonna be in Miami.
South Beach. South Beach.
Week 18, the last week of the season, boy.
Oh yeah, for the division. That last game gonna be the division deciding game. Watch it. Watch what happens. Josh gonna do what he need to do. Let's go.
All right, Willie Jack. Well, hey, man, that's it. That's all. You got to give me a game ball real quick, Willie Jack. I know you getting out here. Give me a game ball.
Hey, man, shout out to my dog ZB, man. Reminded me, man, this is Christmas week, and Rudolph is gonna lead the way, man. And so my screen says Miles, but I think you mean to say ZB, man. Zach.
They say Zach on mine. I don't know.
Mine say Miles, bro. I don't know what be going on. Okay, now it says Zach. There we go, man. I thought ZB, man, returning back for the crown, man. Game ball holding us down. We appreciate the love, homeboy. Real quick on the rundown, man. Hey, matter of fact, speaking of, Zach got the game ball today. He was also the first one in the chat. Man, shout out to my moms and the fam bam. My sister, my niece came through and hollered at me. Appreciate y'all. My Steelers brother and Josh Nichols is in the building. What's going on with you, big dog? Man, my dog, my brother, Terrible Tom Walker was in here holding it down for them Houston, Texas. And man, hey, y'all know what's going on other than that. If I forgot to say your name, damn, my bad, but charge it to my head. Don't charge it to my heart. You know we think about you. We appreciate all the love support as always. You know we be right back, man. Sunday, 10 o'clock. Wake up and tap in with your dog. You know we ain't gonna wear no watches, but we gonna get in here and kick football flavor like we supposed to. Now, y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Y'all enjoy yourself for the rest of the night. Peace.